what you're doing to me now. They lie, they steal, they fooled us. Deep down I probably knew this. I think I will be holding on to the one thing that I know is stronger. Love is blind and no one's perfect. Platinum seems so shallow, 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 shallow. But you are bright white gold. They made us lose our focus. The very same hands that formed us. Go build a better tomorrow. For you I'd make it a rainbow. I think I will be holding on to the one thing that I know is stronger. Love is blind and no one's perfect. Platinum seems so shallow, 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 shallow. But you are bright white gold. With you by my side, I'm not worried. I think we'll be able to find ourselves again. Blank expressions, empty words. Nothing can keep me away from you. I think I will be holding on to the one thing that I know is stronger. Love is blind and no one told us. Platinum seems so shallow, 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 shallow. But you were bright white gold.
Gotta have a mic. I was so worried about the bumper music coming in that I didn't even get the mic working. How's everybody doing? I got my beads, so I'm here to play. I almost forgot it was St. Patrick's Day, and then somebody reminded me. So I might put on another little get up later. I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling that or not. Anybody go out and do their... shocking if anybody shows up tonight. It's March Madness, right? I'm not really in... I mean, I follow Marquette, but they got beat badly today, and I don't know. I've been watching basketball for a long time, so I'm here. John's here. If you're here, great. Thank you. It got up to 60 today, so that's wonderful. Enjoying that. I'm going to bring John on in a second. That's not John. Sorry, John.
That's not John.
That's not John. Let me bring in John. That was I don't know what that was, man. That was haphazard. That was just brutal.
Another person trying to steal my identity.
You know what? It wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last. I don't know. Would somebody be able to steal John Ryan's? Could you imagine trying to impersonate John Ryan? I don't know. There's only one John Ryan.
I don't know. Tommy could do it probably, or Patrick. They know me so well.
Maybe so. Who's here right now? I didn't even look.
Brian Griffin.
I did see Brian. I'm worried about him though. He was kind of acting like somebody was holding him hostage.
It's held hostage by Cashew.
The Cashew. Hey, where's my yacht? Where's my chat?
Could be. Be illin'.
So here's the deal. I can't find my chat. We'll find my chat here in a second. I got VMix Social. Oh, you know why? Because I didn't pull it up.
Oh, well, you know.
I don't want to be that guy.
Can't have everything.
I don't want to be that guy.
Can't have everything.
You got to have it. Let's see how it works out.
Hey, Sammy. MD
hey, Sammy, how you
Picker,
doing?
what's going on?
Be patient. I'm going to be with you in a second.
How's everybody doing? You mentioned last week that every time we stream, it feels like, it's a week gone by.
Yes, sir.
It literally feels like a month gone by.
It's nuts. It almost feels like every week now, it feels worse and worse. Like it feels longer and longer. And like, thank God you kind of closed me yesterday. I hit close button. You called me yesterday, thank God. Because I don't know. I forgot what the sound of your voice was. It's so weird. All right, who is here? I got everybody up and running here. Brian, I see Brian. Brian was just unloading. He was having like a therapy session. What's going on with Brian? Brian Griffin was like, what's that? What's happening, Brian? You okay?
He's not going out to the pub, so he came here.
Patrick. I actually thought of Patrick. Patrick's on my mind because I think he might have bought himself I think he bought himself a custom keyboard. We're going to talk about that in a second. Yo from...
Yeah, I know he's got a couple of videos on keyboards.
Yeah, I figured it's right up his alley. Yo, John B. Illin. Yo, guys. Sammy.
You be illin'.
You be illin'. Sammy, how you doing? I saw MD. Shay's here.
Time to rock around, get tricky.
You play these like a shaker, right?
Yeah. I don't want to get copyrighted though, because I almost sound like them. So
you do. It's really close, man. So take it easy.
Yeah. Go run.
Yeah. So
see.
I don't know, man. What's going on in your world? Lots been going on here. Everybody's life.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I haven't sold anything on eBay for 1,000,000 years. I love that eBay and PayPal don't control everything anymore, because that's why I got pissed and walked away a while ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
And so they don't monopolize everything. So I actually was selling something and I was like, what? I got to wait like 2 weeks. And so I was talking to Tommy a little bit, and then Tommy's like, nah, when it gets there, they'll release the money a lot earlier, because they said they weren't going to release my money into my bank account till next Friday. And I'm like, it's supposed to get there like today.
Oh. Yeah.
And so then I looked, and he was right. As soon as it was delivered and it was in their possession, they transferred the money over, and it's in my account.
So they're under promising and over delivering, which probably with money.
Whatever they're doing now is just way better, because I got zinged by them when PayPal and eBay were both in control of everything, and I got zinged by somebody who was trying to get my stuff for free, and eBay put me in the right, and then PayPal turned around and put him in the right while I was on vacation, didn't reply within 3 days. They took my stuff. The guy never sent the stuff back, took my money, done. That was it. And I was like, see you later. I'm done.
Man, I don't know about people that are watching, but I've heard some horror stories, some friends of mine on PayPal, and how they had it tied to their personal account, and it was a weird thing. And the next thing you know, they've got thousands of dollars they can't really do anything with. It's just... I don't know. It's a horror story. I imagine.
It's never where you get thousands of dollars.
Right. Yeah. Hi, Cashew. No, it's not. Cashew.
Hi, Cashew.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for hitting the likes, guys. You guys are so solid on it. I'm always shocked every time we get off.
But I don't know who caught it. Okay, great. So Sammy saw that. And I almost felt like I put that picture up on Instagram, and everybody thought that I got the ZVE10. They didn't realize that I sold it.
Right. They're so used to you buying, John. You're you ingest things. You don't necessarily get rid of it, right?
Right. And that's the huge. But here's the thing. I'm sorry I played into this, but listen, if Walmart is on there trying to sell the ZVE10 for $1,400, and no one can find one, they know what they sell for. I put mine on eBay. All right. I put mine on eBay for $1,455, shipping included. $1,455.
Okay.
And someone bought it. So is it my fault?
Hey man, it's buyer beware. And they got the product they paid for. So
they got a great product. I mean,
it's not up to you.
I take care of it.
It's not up to you to tell people that they should pay less for something, maybe, or that they might be.
No. Listen, you can't find one. Everybody knows you can't find one.
Right.
And so I sold it. And I mean, I live in the New York area. Sammy, I'm sorry, but yesterday a guy went on the marketplace selling a ZVE10 for $500.
That's just,
And
oh my God.
I caught it within the first hour. And I said to him, if you meet me from Connecticut into Palisades Mall, I will meet you halfway today and give you $600.
And I'm going to tell you what, if
And
I meet
so-
you halfway and I'm trying to rip you off and I catch up to John Ryan, I'll be like, I don't think I'm going to screw him over.
Well, I do say that occasionally. I tell people, I go, listen, if this thing is messed up or it's not right, sell it to somebody else, man, because I'll be knocking on your door.
Yeah, you don't want this.
That's what
You
I
don't
tell
want
you.
this guy. This guy's going to come after you.
But the guy worked for Best Buy and Sony, and he took the $600, and the thing is mint, and I'm using it right now. So basically, I paid $200 for this, $225.
John, you've had a rather nice week when it comes to cameras. I got to tell you. I have to tell you. You called me yesterday and told me the story, and I just was like, come on, man.
I thought I was getting ripped off.
Yeah, you actually were calling me. I could tell you're like, dude, do you think I got ripped off? And I'm like,
I think I'm going to get ripped off. I was like, I'm going to get zinged finally.
I didn't want to say anything, but I'm like, yeah, I think you're getting ripped off. Because in my case, that's what would happen. So I thought, well, my guy's going to get ripped off here. But then I thought, you're due. You've had so many great deals.
I'm due.
I
That's
feel
what
like
I
you're
thought.
due, you know. But we talked
Right.
about this. That's okay. Because it's like the warranties. You didn't buy all those warranties and people always get snarky. And I was like, you just wait. It's always that kid at Best Buy who's giving you like, oh, you don't want the warranty, you know, the attitude, you know. And I'm like, dude, I've bought thousands of stuff here. And if I bought all those warranties, I would have put another 30 grand in. I know I wouldn't have gotten back
Right.
any of it. If I take a hit on a $399 40-inch TV, I'll be okay. Like,
Then
it's still
then
worth
so
it.
be it. Right.
Then so be it. I'll take that risk. But you selling me that warranty so you can get like an extra sucker in the break room, I'm not doing it, man.
Right.
And that's just
Right.
a bad buy. Don't buy those warranties. Crap.
And that's what cashew's like. I bought a garbage disposal in McDonald's parking lot. Well, that's like kind of me. I was in front of Dave and Buster's
I was
at
just
the
looking for
mall.
that. I couldn't believe I was
And-
trying to read this out. I once bought a garbage disposal
Yeah.
in McDonald's parking lot. It was the best ever. How many disposals have you had, Cashew, that you
Right.
have such a comparison? What's going on? What are you grinding?
What are you putting
in your
down
sink?
the
What are you
garbage?
putting down there? Like bodies? Is this
It's like the Seinfeld where you got the garbage disposal in the shower.
Yeah,
You're like making
it's
a salad.
First thing that came to mind was like Dexter. I don't know if you know the show Dexter, or the guy who kills all the people. I was like, are you good? You doing a Dexter thing? You're getting rid of people? Like a mafia thing? What the
All right.
hell's going on?
So just to do the math, I spent $1,100 for a ZV-E10 with a kit lens
Okay.
and an A64 with an 18-135 lens.
Okay. Did you? I
That
feel
is
like you
sick.
used a calculator. Damn, that's really good.
And I don't want to tell you about the gimbal. I'm picking up on Saturday.
You're gonna wait.
Oh my God.
You're gonna pick it up on Saturday and give us the lowdown next Thursday on whether or not you got screwed or not on the.
It's brand new. It's been used
Hey,
3
brand
times.
new can screw you too. Hey Harvey, how you doing? Great to see you.
But hey Harv, but on the flip side, I'm the same way. Like
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
getting rid of my HDMI, wireless setup. I used it 3 times.
3 whole times.
So
Is anybody else
someone's
here
gonna get
getting?
a good deal.
I'm looking around too, going, okay, enough's enough. I really feel like my Gold XLR's got to go, but I keep holding on. But yeah, but you've.
Well, my point
you've had-
wasn't just to say, hey, look at all the good deals I'm getting, right? Well,
No,
that was
wasn't
part of it. But that was part of it.
Your gloating
But
was a little bit of a motivation.
The other part is because I look at this stuff all the time, is to make sure you're looking out for some good deals because they are out there on the used market. If you know what you're looking for and you really see the guy not yanking your chain in any way, they're upfront, they have good reviews on Facebook Marketplace, like definitely some good deals out there to be made.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes open.
Does Tommy come across these? I'm just always wondering, like, he's more involved in the aftermarket kind of stuff. And I always think, Does he have this deal? Like people are like, look, you're my guy for cameras. You're my guy for tennis shoes. Like, is he the hookup guy? He's like, hey, man,
I think so.
He's got to have like a guy. He's like, I'll pay you full price. Don't even put it up there though, because I want that collector's item thing. Like I used to watch it on Pickers used to have that, right? They'd be like, oh, you know, we got this guy who likes old
or maybe we can use Tommy like that. Maybe I could like keep a look because I'm in that market and say Tommy's looking for a camera. John, find me this camera, and you know, and so I look out for it, and then you know, well, Tommy, if you see one of these, you let me know, and then we make deals because literally we could drive 2 hours each way and then make a trade-off.
I just feel like Tommy's done a lot of. I just feel like Tommy's had a lot of like parking lot deals. We're
networking here.
You know what I'm saying? We're just doing it in the open. So Tommy bought a 600 pair of shoes last week, and yet I'm jealous of John's camera purchase. #goals. I am too, Tommy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, part of me was like, good for you, John, and then part of me was like, hate you, John.
F you. How does that guy get these deals all the time?
Yeah, admittedly, I hit the mute button. I'm like, hey, John, that's so great. You know, that kind of a deal, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, that's so great. Yeah.
And I did not even ad-lib this, but I know when I said to you, this guy tells me he's got another ZVE 10. And I was like, I told the guy, man, if you're getting rid of that one, you better call me too.
Yeah. And then I'm like, dude, come on, man. Just throw me a bone. If this guy has anything for sale and he gets in touch with you, let me know. Tommy be like, no, I'm your guy. You got to get me first. Yeah. And I'll be in a deal.
I got a pretty good lead on a A6100 right now for $640. It's not bad in this market.
Oh, yeah. Brian Griffin says, be careful buying stuff. Newegg and Amazon have been caught selling bad products a lot lately. Well, John and I got bit last June on the really cheap. We didn't, but we did buy the Stream Deck, the 32 key, for a price that was like $100 off, I think, maybe more. And it was fake. It was fake. Yeah. Now Amazon made good. It was
fake.
We thought we'd take a chance. I got my money back right away. I'm like, I know it's fake. And then you're like, I'm just gonna play. Well, there's no risk, and you're right. You took the risk.
Yeah.
You waiting for
I went for it just in case.
You were waiting for a brick to show up in a shoebox. And
me and Brian, right?
Now they took that
Dr.
down.
Rob.
Brian, they took that down, and then that company, that group was right back a week later selling the same ad. I'm like, Amazon, what is wrong with you, man? Sometimes you do get put by that, but that third tertiary seller thing. I don't know if I like that so much.
I can't, everybody tells you, oh, this and that. Here's the thing. There are people, I was thinking to myself, is this wrong to do? Should I be selling this camera for almost double the price? And I was like thinking to myself, you know what? Maybe these people need that camera.
That's true.
Who am I to say, no, you shouldn't buy my camera for this amount of money?
Well,
so
who am I? Who are you?
So now I have the second highest sell on a ZVE 10 on eBay.
Our creative ladies here. How y'all doing? Yolanda? I love it. How Yolanda? How are you doing? How is life treating you?
She got a janky drive-by video. That's what she does. She calls them janky in the car, something video streams that she does. She does it in the car, talks at the same time, drives at the same time.
Doing it. It's coming at you, or is it a profile shot? Because some people do different ways.
More coming at you. Yeah, more coming at you. Yeah.
I got to do that.
Yeah.
Janky, Janke, I bet you. So I'd be like, now does she have her? Now, like you and I put our hand over the wheel. Like, gotta be cool. Got to have her hand over because we can't be on camera.
No, she's like
she's 10 and 1.
She's talking and rocking, and she's like
she's using the wheel. She's using the wheel to get herself around in like her energy.
Yeah.
Oh, she said she's on spring break. Oh yeah, God, I bet you are loving.
Nice.
Can you guys believe it? March 14th, 15th, whatever, 17th. God,
I know. It's flying by.
I mean, a lot of the warm weather. I mean, no disrespect to Todd here, who's already waiting for snow for 2023. But how you doing, Todd? But I'm kind of glad for the warm weather.
Todd.
It's been driving me nuts.
Todd's working on a new studio,
TH2.
So that's kind of exciting. Hey, TH, what's going on?
What's he working on? What's he doing?
He's working on a new studio down in his basement, and he's redoing everything. And getting that. So that's always exciting, of course. You know, that's a lot.
It is exciting. Remember when I started mine about 4 years ago? I got to the painting, and I still haven't set up my drums are over there waiting to be set up, but I got to do it, man. But I got to split myself in half, and although I'm getting yelled at from some drum guys to play more, so I'm going to start playing more. Getting angst to play drums a little more, huh? What's that?
There's just so many things. Like
there's just so many things.
I have to.
You got
the closet needs to get done. The desk needs to get done. There's so many things I can't even tell you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The closet for me is really low on the totem pole of shit I got to get done. I'm gonna be honest with you. You do have to get.
But for me, I'm talking about the closet for the studio. Like,
there's storage and stuff. Yeah.
When you got like 3 different cameras, and then you got this and you got that, and they all take batteries. I can't wait to the day where this is my battery shelf. These are my chargers. These are my batteries right here. Oh my God. Yeah.
You're going to be that guy, right? Who's got a whole shelf dedicated
like 15,
to batteries.
20 batteries. I have 6 batteries for the ZV-1 alone.
Your marriage is a miracle. It's just amazing.
They don't cost a lot to have 6 ZV-1
No,
batteries.
but I mean, anybody, I'm just saying it's a personality thing. Like, you've got a whole thing of batteries and stuff.
Hey, so do all the other successful guys. I just need to get successful. That's the first thing I said. Those guys have a battery shelf.
I know.
They're successful. I was like, that's me.
I'm making fun of you, but I told you I bought those 2 really nice rolling racks off of Amazon for storage, and really most of them are holding drums. So I can't say anything. Like, drums I haven't played in years because there's too many, and I got nothing dedicated to stand racks or so I can't talk. I've got the same issues, and then some.
And cables everywhere.
Oh, I've got cable cases all up in there, nicely done and stuff. That was the best thing I ever did, was to buy those rolling racks and for storage to get that vertical storage, because I was trying to push things around and step over it. And the eBayers on Tommy's channel is what got me juiced about that. He had a couple that had moved, and they were in their garage, I think, with their storage, and they had about like 20 of those, like from Costco, those big steel ones. They put some coin in that. And I'm like, look at that. That's beautiful. So I ordered, and they're great, and they were a decent price. They're black. I love them. So another win for Tommy.
Yeah.
Feels
good. It always feels
speaking
good.
of Tommy, he's got a comment. Tommy's starting a redo on my basement. I may need some guidance on placement of things once I get further along. It's funny because he hated the lights so bad that were that were offered to him. But he's coming back for more punishment, so that's cool.
He's coming back for more.
So your
TH2.
Your supplier's coming.
That's funny.
Did you catch any flack when you got off? Be honest. Did you get any flack?
Yes, I got yelled at just a little bit, like a little bit. Because she told me the week before, she's like, don't share that with anybody. I'm like,
it's so impressive.
But she does that with everything. Like,
Your
I
wife
have to
seems
do
humble.
it because I'm proud of her, and she was a great athlete when she was younger, and it's nothing embarrassing there. That's what I'm saying.
That's a tough thing, because you do want to support. You put it out there, and you feel, like you say, you're proud of your wife, and I totally get that. And then there's the humbleness, and it's endearing in a way. And like your wife, my wife, they're very successful at what they do, and yet they're not looking for accolades. Plus, I think men are more egotistical.
20 years ago. Yes.
That is the answer is it was rhetorical. Yeah. Yes.
But it's 20 years ago, so that's another thing, I just wanted to. But anyway, I don't want to skip Yolanda's thing here.
I got it right here.
Yeah, and so in case anyone didn't see that, I know not everybody is Coffee Talk and Tech on Instagram, but I posted up that I was selling the ZV-E10 just to fire up people, be like, what the heck is he doing? And I sold it, to be honest with you, I sold it because someone sold one for $1,600 on eBay. And I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, it's $800 camera. Yeah. So I said to myself, I'm putting it up for sale. Because I had recently just bought 2 A6400s off of Facebook Marketplace for a steal, hundreds and hundreds of dollars saved. And I was like, I'm going to sell this one and see what pops up. 3 days after I sold it, which was yesterday, a ZV-E10 comes up for sale up in Connecticut. The guy offers to meet me halfway for $500.
That's incredible.
And I was like, I told him straight out, because I was like, John, don't be so greedy. Tell him that you could sell it on eBay for a lot more. And he says, doesn't matter. I need the money right now. I seriously have bills to pay. And I was like, listen, I'll give you 600 and just meet me. And so he met me, and I snapped it. I snapped that thing up, and I was like looking at it. I said, please tell me that there's nothing wrong with this. No, it's fine. And he's like, of course I got it for a discount, you know, because he worked at Best Buy and for Sony. And he says, like, if there's anything wrong with that, just let me know. I have another one. And I was like, really?
I would have asked for it.
Just tell me right now if there's something.
I would have said, I want to see your resume. Did you really work for Best Buy, or did you?
Yeah, well, it was on his Facebook. It was on his Facebook.
Oh, because you can't fake that.
Right. Well, that's exactly what I was worrying about. I was like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I could fake all that. And so I was like, man, I don't know. So I was worried I was going to get burned, but I put a card in it. I recorded some video right there. I took a couple pictures, and I was like, what more could I do at that point? So I bought it, and I'm using it, and it's right in front of me right now. So I have my ZV-E10 back for way less money.
Well, I can't wait for you to hook up with the former Sony Best Buy guy rep, so you can find me a $600.
Get another
one. Everybody's gonna expect we can find that.
No one's gonna find that deal.
No, I know. Where is it? Point to it. Point to the camera.
My camera's right there.
Yeah, just in case anybody.
Back there.
It's a black one. You also have one up top. You also have one on the left side. You have one on the right side.
Yeah. This is my Elgato face cam.
Jesus.
That's my Elgato face cam. This is the other 6400 with the 18 to 135 lens.
I know the answer to this, but
what?
You save all the boxes that you buy things in, like your cameras and stuff. I know the answer to it. Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, of course I save all the boxes. I save them all. They're in my closet right here.
That's why you can't find anything in that closet, man, because it's got to be like a clown car.
No, I have
two
closets.
It's got to be like a clown car.
I have two.
I'm just saying, man. It's ridiculous.
I know you were looking at my legs.
I was, and you've got that winter white going, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, always. It's
very
called
ashy,
transparent.
Very ashy skin. It's really funny coming from a ginger who hasn't seen the sun in about 4.5 years to be calling another person extremely winter white, but it happened. You know what I'm going to say here. Tommy said, by the way, he meant placement, not products. So apparently he's not going to come to you for the products. So.
Okay. But
Yolanda. Jay, you're a comedian. Am I? You know what? I love humor. Thank you. I think that's a compliment. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I love humor. I was a middle child, so to stop my parents from fighting, I'd get out the old comedy routine. and I'd use comedy also to get attention because I had older brothers and sisters, and they never talked to me. So I brought the house down.
It's going to turn into a real sad story.
John's like slowly just moving out of frame, like he won't see me leave. If you have decent admission, you can make a decent living just flipping from Facebook. Yeah. There was a person that my wife pointed out the other day talking about tennis shoes, which he would go to. Okay, so this person, Tommy, goes to like Target and them. They do that deal where they looking always on the phone and like, oh, these shoes are off. Big, huge price. They take it and they mark them up and sell them. I'm guessing that's a huge thing in your industry. And then the article was, I made $250,000 this year doing this thing. And she said, well, you could always do that. And I said, yes. And I could also put a bullet right between my eyes. So I'm not going to do that. But, I'm not going
There's a lot of things we can do.
I could jump off a building without a parachute, but I'm not going to do that either.
So with all this stuff in here, my power bill is not expensive at all. Because everything's like LED.
Yeah, that's true. If you were doing this years ago, it'd be like,
yeah. No, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
So I don't have like a really.
I mean, the computer is really your biggest your biggest lean here, right? For me, it's my computer.
And that's
my
not
monitors, maybe. Monitor's not too bad. Yeah, the computer's not as bad.
Because my my CPU is only taking 65, watts. And then if you got like say you got an M1, that thing's like, that CPU is like 15 watts.
Check this guy out. Check out the Daniel.
Hey,
Bearded.
Daniel.
How you doing, sir?
What up?
What up, everybody?
So
John is having fun. We're just getting caught up. Go ahead.
I had someone from the, I'm not going to say any names because unless they, pop in here, but so I always say, people are talking. And so I had someone message me today that even Daniel knows. And then they were saying, what camera can I pick up for taking pictures and using for streaming in YouTube right now? And I told him about the chip shortage and everything. I said, well, what's your price range? And he's like 1,500. And I was like, oh, that's good. I said, here's the thing, I would get an A6400. This way you have a viewfinder, you got a sealed, sealed camera, you can get some different lenses. It's super, it's a no-brainer for the cost. And then he's like, well, I was looking at the A4. I was looking at the A4 and I was like, the A7 IV. And I was like, man, that's almost double in the end, because with the cheap kit lens, that's $2,800 plus tax. And I was trying, I just want people to understand sometimes this stuff is just because you have a better camera doesn't mean that you're going to have a better result. And a lot of times when they sell a kit lens with a camera, what do we notice is that everybody upgrades the lens
right away.
And so JA and I both have the Sigma 1.4 16 millimeter lens on here. I have an 18 to 135 that I use for photography. And then I have on my Canon, I have a 24 f2.8, 24 to 70, right? Zoom on there.
Yep.
And that lens is a $1,800 lens. And so I want people to realize that if you have one of these crop sensor cameras, an A61, an A64, you are going to be super hard pressed on on YouTube to tell the difference between a full frame and a crop sensor.
Yeah.
And
especially after streaming.
Yeah, when they compress everything and the audio gets compressed and the video gets compressed. I just want people to realize, be careful, because spending another $2,000 is that going to leave you short of having good lighting or good sound or this? And so that's the whole intention here.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than overspending
the way you set
overspending on a lens, but your lighting's so bad that you're not maxing out on the lens. Like, say hi to our friend Heather's here, Heather Roma.
Right.
Saying, how you doing?
Hi, Heather.
Love that you're checking in. I see that you're popping around doing more and more all the time. And I think you were was she on just Steve Worthy's? I think he had an interview.
No,
wasn't it Steve?
She was on with Roy.
Oh.
She was on Roy's channel and did an interview. I actually watched it, so. I'm
sorry I missed it. But it's so good to see you. That's a great thing. I know that Design by Brand is a thing. There's a lot of marketing going on in the genius in that brain. Tommy, especially story writing. So, I mean, if anybody's interested in story writing and those kind of things, storytelling, not just like, I'm going to write a fiction for a kid's book. It's for your brand, for you, for your brand, your channel. I would totally head over to Heather's channel, check it out, and see what's going on, man.
Yeah. That's, even when you're doing a review on a product, there's a way to tell the story. And I am just learning how to get better at things like that. It's called getting the hook in and then getting to the meat. And, it's basically breaking your paragraphs down into categories and how you deliver it and to be more effective. And gosh, and we know, but we all are consumers of YouTube. And that when you get a guy that's got or a woman that's got a great channel, that's part of what the channel's all about, the way they tell their stories.
Yeah, I think storytelling for a brand, often this happens where people go, let's just take a YouTube channel personality, and they go on for an interview and they don't have a way to really convey what they're doing, what they're about, what their channel is, or their story is in a concise way that really, kind of gives people an insight of what they are and makes people interested. Engaging people is really difficult. So I think anytime you can get better at storytelling, I think you're on your way to doing something better.
Right.
But, I'm just laughing at Tommy's updates here for
Tommy and Anfisa. Yeah. I know. I'm seeing it too.
I was just like,
I know Ann Fiza really. She's been saying she wants an A6400. They're practically impossible to.
What camera can you buy with a $0 budget? I'm going to be honest with you. I really feel like the guy that helped John out this week had a $0 budget. I think he acquired his camera from a $0 budget, and then John, stimulated the economy by helping him out. So you both won this week. And
well, I want to tell Ann Fiza, I think you can't go wrong. Right now is not the right time to buy a crop sensor camera. They're very expensive, hard to find. We were doing a stream, I think last week, and I was showing my Elgato face cam, and I bought that for $150. I thought I bought it for $160. I bought it for $150.
Yeah.
And it was brand new on eBay. And I was impressed with the look, and I would not. I tell you right now, if you're not looking to buy a camera right now, and for cost reasons or this and that, really think about just picking up this Elgato face cam. It's got a Sony sensor. I'm very impressed with it. So
right on point. Oh, it was tech trouble. I'm sorry,
yes.
I got that wrong. I try to get it all right. I try to, it's so nice to see you, and I'm so glad you're out there doing your thing. You're so talented, and I've always been interested in storytelling, so I might have to dip back into your stuff. And we had touched base at one point, and I was very interested and very impressed. So glad to hear it. I'm glad you're out there, and so glad to see you. I appreciate that, and I'll make sure.
It's great to see.
For any reason, I'm not.
Even
I gotta believe I am subscribed to you, but we'll get over to her channel when we're done, guys, or give her a subscribe. Okay. I personally hate scripted content. I can't watch it all. Yeah. Well, I don't.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
that's
scripted.
different. That's different than storytelling, because you could storytell without a script. It's really just a foundation of making sure you're covering and delivering in ways. One, people overtalk, or they forget key points, or they don't make the journey of what the story coherent enough. Where I'm like, whatever you told me sounded like a grenade blew up. I have no idea what happened in your mouth at all. And so I'm dumber now for listening to that story than I was when you started, and I'm moving on to something else.
Yeah, how many times have we all come in to tell a story, and you're like, wait, I didn't put that in the right order. Like, oh, I forgot this.
Right.
And it's like, it's really even it's even just writing, even for some people, it's always, everybody's going to be a little different. But for some people, it could be just a couple bullet points to make sure you don't forget those topics in this order. And then, but it's just it's putting it together so it makes sense. And this way also people aren't walking away. I can see in the way I deliver some of the beginning of my videos, everybody's hitting the exit doors because I'm not getting to a point fast enough that is equating to the title.
Right. Oh my God. I know. It's shocking.
That all comes together with what she's doing and what she's talking about and what we're talking about here. So.
Yeah. And okay. So I know that Tommy, and I respect that, because there are a lot of people who don't. They really just love the more organic, which is hilarious, because how many of your shows on TV that are supposedly not scripted or scripted? And people are like, I love those shows, like the Kardashians, because they're not scripted. I'm like, they're all scripted. The Pickers, by the way, I hate to break this story to people. Pickers?
Yeah, we were shocked, right?
I wasn't. I mean, it's all scripted.
Well, they're all broke up now. They don't even work together.
No, I know. I saw the old Frank and
Frank's pissed.
Frank's pissed. Not happy. Frank's the guy.
He's working on motorcycles.
Maybe he had a couple too many drinks, and he's just he's dropping F-bombs left and right. He's like, I don't have
any friends anymore.
And then what's his partner? Tall guy. Can't remember his name. Frank and
I can't remember his name, because I like Frank.
I like Frank too, because he's like everybody liked Frank. That's why I was like, oh shit, Frank left the show. But see, here's the thing, Tommy. He's like, oh, gotcha, that's different. I understand.
Chris.
You explain that. Yeah, see, it's the storytelling.
Right, exactly.
We wouldn't have been able to get that across to you, because you're so smart. You will overthink it, and then we're just like two guys roaming around in the woods, and we just have a hard time putting two sticks together to make fire. So cool, man.
Well, I just want to say to Ann Fiza, I picked up two, A6400s for a steal.
On,
so if you can look in the used market and you can get one with a lens and not pay over $700, that's a steal. Now that's $1,000 brand new, a kit lens with that. I won't pay right now over 700. So I found 2 of them and I've done really well. So, but it depends what you are in the markets. Being close to New York is a whole different story.
It really does make a difference. I mean, in Alaska, you were just let's get the worst, right? And now you can't even buy Russian knockoffs.
eBay. There are things on eBay. You just got to be really quick with them. And there's deals to be made. They'll just go like that.
I sat on eBay forever, just kind of waiting to pounce. And this was on a 5100 a year ago. Which I still have, and we talked about, and I'm going to buy a lens for it.
Right now, the guy who bought my Mark II, that Canon M50 Mark II, he got a steal. He made out like a bandit.
Tommy's 100% right. They're 100% scripted.
Yep.
And look, I don't care that they're 100% scripted. It just bothers me more that certain people don't think they're scripted. You know what I mean? It's like, it's okay. If you like watching a scripted show that's pretending it's not to be scripted, I think that's weird at all. I've watched cartoons. I watch Archer. I'll watch, I make no judgment. But let's not pretend that it's real and you're like a fly on the wall watching this thing.
You go right back to your soap operas.
Yeah, I go back to Days of My Lives. Whatever the show is. Yeah, so she said, okay, they went down. Oh, is this really true? I mean, I imagine, they can't sell. They can't.
No, I don't.
I think he's being facetious.
I think he's being sarcastic because, it's 50 miles, over the Barren Sea to Russia for Anfisa.
Anfisa, can you actually get in a boat and kind of just like paddle over to Russia? Maybe someone can meet you at the shore. Guys could do a little deal, like a parking lot deal, but it's on the shore of Siberia. So
I want to tell her, because it's not that here's the problem, right? Everybody wants a ZV-E10. So everybody's been selling their A6400s to jump into a ZV-E10. Yeah. Or all the people from the last 2 years who tried to start a YouTube channel who haven't done well, then they find out, look, I can get like $800 for this camera and recover at least. They're selling them. And in my areas, I was able to pick up a $1,300 setup. Last week I paid, it's a brand new right now, a $1,300 setup for $850. And it's the camera is virtually brand new. So these types of things are out there.
So you consider this a seller's market? I mean,
yeah, in a weird way.
It's a weird way
because you don't know the market. You can't understand what's going on, because you look at the full frame cameras, they're not having that effect. It's the crop sensors that are really going through the roof. You look at it right now, you could pick up a A7 III for a steal. I think I could pick one up for $1,000.
Are they going through the roof because of shortages? I mean, is that why they're really going? Is it really just demand, or is it because they dropped production?
No, it's the shortage. Right. The crop sensors are because of the shortage. Right. And then people don't want to get into a full frame camera because of the expenses of the lenses. But listen, right now, our good friend Brian is selling a A7 III. He said for around $1,200 he would sell it for. So, I mean, if you can find one for that price and then get yourself a decent lens to start, you're opening doors to a full frame setup.
Oh, that's funny. What's going on, Healthy? What's going on, Healthy?
Jay Cruz,
Jay Cruz is in here doing stuff, and he's getting frisky, and he's got his big muscle. See my muscle?
He's got the big arm.
See, this is my way of faking it. See, I fake it because it's cut off.
I've never had good arms, really.
No. I've never had good arms.
No, not really big arms. And now that the 2 motorcycle accidents have crushed my arms to nothing.
I got bad arms. I don't know what I'm doing. That's silly and stupid. Patrick. Yeah, so Patrick said there was a show called Parking Wars. I remember Parking Wars. And it was followed the Philadelphia Parking Authority around. I remember that. Scripted. I have stories.
Oh. I don't remember that myself.
Healthy, Jay Cruz likes your you know what? This makes me laugh. What did I say yesterday to you? After we had our conversation? And I said, you're a 4-leaf clover, and I'm going to put John in my pocket, and I'm going to go buy some cameras.
I guess maybe it's part of that, but it's also really keeping your eyes open. And it's not like, my wife is like, well, how do you have all this time to search? It's not all the time. It's just literally, if I'm on the train to go to a job and I put the search in and it comes up, it comes up. I mean, it's not that hard.
Can we
I'm good
circle
at
back?
searching.
Can we circle back to the wife saying, "How do you have so much time to search?"
Right, because how much? It's always like I never do enough. That's the problem.
God,
Okay, and it's
universal.
probably true. I just can never.
So
do
yeah,
enough.
you make your own luck. You do the work. You understand the industry. You understand your market, and you have made your luck. You are hyperly aware, and people that do that are going to be more lucky than other people. It is so true. You do make your luck, and then one day some guy is going to rip you off. But you've made so much
Thanks,
luck.
J.A.
Oh,
I was just thanking you, and then you threw that in. Wow.
But I said I'm going to put John. I said I'm going to put you in my pocket and carry you around. You're like, not the front pocket. And I said, oh, that's weird, funny at the same time.
That's weird.
So observantly.
Hey, observantly.
How are you?
Haven't seen him in a while.
No, it's been a while, but it's a good question. And we talked about this last night, you and I, for about 4 hours. Is the 51? It's a great question. Is the 5100 still worth it in 2020? I think it's a great question considering the market too.
Right.
So, John, I have a 5100.
I just feel it. First of all, it depends on what your needs are and what you're looking to achieve, and that's what we were discussing. And I said to JA that I saw two 5100s in the last week. One was $150, and the other one was $250.
Yeah. That
I could have bought. And I'm thinking to myself, like, hey, for an overhead or something like that, or a back of the room shot with a 16 mil Sigma on there, and your intentions are always just to do 1080p and not 4K, yeah, it's well worth it, I think. I definitely think it is. But this is my ZV-1 that I use for the overhead, and I love having this overhead just for the fact that I can have showcase mode on, and you could just read this small print in like a half a second, and so I use that for showcase mode.
Did you time it?
And then I use the 6400s, in other spots. But the 51, I think if you can get it for $150, $200, yeah, why not? Yeah, do not buy an A6000.
I know. I saw the question I was going to get to, but I wanted to say, so I have a 5100, and I spent $375 on an eBay used last year. I would say absolutely it's worth it for that or less. I think John's prices are even better. If you can get it used at $250 or less, jump on it. Grab then if you can down the road a Sigma lens like we have, and maybe next week. I didn't have time this week, but I may throw the 5100, put that lens on, change nothing behind me, and just see if people go. Yeah, I mean they're going to notice a difference, but how much of a difference is it really for a $200 camera? Is it really a bad investment? I'd say no. I think it's just fine, man. I think. I started with that. Come on, it's fine. You learn so much doing it, though.
But the more, like, I'm bringing in my Elgato cam, and I didn't make any adjustments at all. But right now, I mean, my Elgato face cam. I mean,
it's great for streaming, but my only thing is, what about for picture taking? What about for photos? What about taking video outside? So now it's not exactly mobile.
Right.
So,
but if you're in the studio, this is a good
all you're
catch.
doing is streaming and the studio, fine. But then the question is, taking a step further, do you have any inclination, like I've done? I've taken it outside, shot a lot of video, taken photos with it. I think it's a great way to practice and play and try out some lenses and not feel like you've got a huge investment.
I mean, I still like the Canon M50 Mark II, but here's the problem: is they're gonna get you'd have to get that for a really good price, and you have to buy the adapter. There's a lot more involved, but if you can get it for the right price, it's still a great camera to have to stream and take pictures.
I mean, 10 feet.
But they're killing it off. They're killing off that M mount.
Right. So let me jump back to the 6000. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
So for $250, again, if I was going to buy 6000 because there was a money thing and a shortage thing, and that was really the only thing available, and I'm definitely buying a used one if I can find it, to really squeeze down all the money I can out of that, because I don't think I would want to buy 6000 new, just because of so many shortcomings.
Well, they don't make them new. They don't.
Well, there you go. That's right. What am I thinking? Thank you for saving
they
me.
haven't made a 6100 in
while.
Now the 6000, I believe, I almost believe that the 6000 came out the same year as the 5100.
There was a weird thing with that because everybody was like, "Oh, like what's with the numbering thing?" Remember, Don? Yeah, don't worry about it. Forgot you guys were on at 8 p.m. We've been moving around. We almost went on at 7 p.m. EST, so, and everybody's watching basketball tonight, so don't stress it. I know it's like 48 hours straight of basketball, and go team. No, observant. I have to. That cam's great. Like if you're streaming and you, I think that Elgato
Which
cam
one?
is incredible.
I think it's really great.
I don't like, for me, that I can't take it out and do more mobile things with it, but glitch. That was a weird one. Just so you know. Yeah, definitely. I wasn't even thinking.
I had a glitch.
That. Yeah, there was a glitch. Yes, use definitely. Unless it was me, guys. Did anybody else see that glitch? Yes, use definitely. I went to Best Buy a couple days ago, and there are literally no cameras in stock.
Yeah.
I gotta buy you.
So
it's gotta be
this.
brutal. It's gotta be brutal by you right now.
So this is the A6000 came out before the A5100, and this is where people get confused, and that's what I was trying to say.
Yep.
They came out, the same year. The A5100 is actually a better camera, and
by all accounts,
and what people don't realize is the A6000 came out in 2014. The 6100 came out in 2019, the same exact year as the A6400. So that's where it gets confusing for a lot of people, and that's why I try. Like a lot of people are running out there and they were grabbing like a 6000, and they don't even realize that the 5100 was the better buy.
So, for a little show and tell, because we, or you could use your phone. I bought a new keyboard. I think I told you about it. Bought a new keyboard. I like to type, and I'm getting more into note taking. It's a big thing for mine lately. Is really get into note. Some of you know about Rome research or everything, whatever. I just love to type. Although I've gotten really bad at it lately because I've gotten lazy with autocorrect and just not capitalizing because nobody cares anymore about grammar, it seems. And I'm like, oh, this is bad. So my typing was not so good. So anyway, I thought, I'm going to buy a new keyboard. And, that's a rabbit hole. Has anybody here gone down the rabbit hole of keyboards? I got to be honest with you. Put your toe in and get out of there because it's a dangerous, way of killing time and money. And I didn't want to do that. But I learned quite a bit. So I ended up swinging and buying a custom keyboard, so to speak. And so it's the Keychron K2 version 2. And I don't know if Patrick's still around, but I think he might have something along that line. And if anybody else has keyboard stories, let me know. So speaking of the 5100, I'll just drop that up real quick. We'll take a look at it from the top up. Let's see here.
And your 5100 has a kit lens, right?
This is a kit lens, and I'm in really, really low light. So this is why I've got to get a new, I think I got to get a new lens.
A lens, yeah.
But it's not terrible. So,
no.
And I didn't do anything to it tonight or balance or anything. So this is the keyboard, and a couple things to take note on this Keychron. I'll tell you why I bought this one in a second. But it's considered a 75% keyboard. So it's 75% of a normal width. And obviously it doesn't have the 10 keys, on the side of the keypad. And I really weighed that out, but I don't use it as much as I used to anymore, to be honest with you. And I'm a touch typer, so I usually use the keys up at the top anyway. So I'm just like, it's sitting here getting in the way. I like that I can bring my mouse just a little bit closer. It's amazingly small in a way. What else? So the thing I like about this, it's heavy. And it's got an aluminum case on the bottom I like. But on the side here, you see some switches. Let's get to that. So let me get that lined up. You got a power over here. But here, you can't probably read it in the black bit. This is a Windows to Mac OS. So I'm in Windows. And then here, you can't read it either. I got to get it dialed in. I don't think I'm going to be able to with this light. So here, we've got a switch that will go from a wired connection to the computer to Bluetooth. I like having that flexibility. But what I liked about this keyboard is with just using the function 1, 2, or 3, I can swap to my 3 different computers, or I have 2 computers and a tablet. So I have a tablet and 2 computers lined up on here, and I just swap them out and I can type in everything. I kind of dig that. There's a lot of toys on here. Like you see these lights going crazy if you want like the RGBs and all that. What I do like too about the white here, I went with this color because I liked my main keys. I wanted separated visually, although I don't look down when I type, but it's nice to have that separation of keys. visually. I'm liking that so far. So if anybody knows about keys, there's a lot of talk about key switches. These can be pulled out. In fact, I'm going Mac on this. I don't know if you can see this. This comes with, a
popper.
Yeah, the Mac and the Mac keys, but you got a popper and you can pop them off, and it gives you the keys for the Windows. But I thought I'll fool everybody and think I'm using a Mac. And that's why I'm typing so bad.
He's cool. He's got a Mac.
He's cool. He's got a Mac. Look at that keyboard. So yeah, the keyboard. This was. Let me just pull that up real quick. Let me drop.
You're so
this
into
up.
the ecosystem, Jeffrey.
Am I? Is that what you're telling me? What do you mean ecosystem?
That's what people say. If you use a Mac.
Oh yeah. So
ecosystem.
I skipped some people here, but it's a K7. You got that low profile one. Yeah, some of them were really high profile, and you had the wrist thing because you're just like, whoa, this is nice. I don't have any problem. I don't even need. Now you're not supposed to really lean, and when you type, you're supposed to float. But I know a lot of people lean their heels down on their hands, but I don't know. If you do it right, you're supposed to float. You shouldn't need a wrist thing, but a lot of people do. That's cool. So Tommy was saying, yeah, I looked for old mechanical keyboards to flip. Found an old Samson 2 year ago. 400 hours, 25 minutes. Incredible, man.
That's crazy, right?
So you had the V1, huh, Patrick?
Take those every day.
Okay. Yeah, I know. It's just so true. It is incredible how many people are getting views on mechanical keyboard reviews. I didn't want to get into. I just wanted to know enough to get out. I did look at. I'll bring my office back, but this is the keyboard. I really have enjoyed this. There's so many different versions, smaller versions. Obviously,
it's really nice. I'll tell you that.
Some things that you don't realize when you think about keyboards and keys, but there's mechanical and analog and all this stuff and how things are actuated to make the key stroke. But what I don't like are those really low keys. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're just a nano thin key. Now these are really, these are thick keys, and they have the travel distance.
Like chunky.
You can choose a travel distance. I got consider a 4.5. It's a pretty long travel distance. I like that for typing. But you get things like travel distance, weight of the keys, how much pressure, depends on what key switches you buy. And I'm like, okay, enough. I'm just going to go with kind of the average for now and just kind of see how that plays out. So I ended up getting the brown switches, Patrick, in case you are living on the edge of your seat wondering what I ended up doing there. So I'm excited for it. My typing, oh man, I hadn't taken a typing test in forever. And I took one and it was bad, but I'm up to...
You did pretty good.
I'm at about 93 words per minute right now. So I'm going to get up to 100.
That's good.
That's going to be my goal. The sound. Okay, so let's talk
brown, Patrick, brown.
Brown. So the sound. So I went brown because they're a tweener between the ultra clicky and the more quiet. Yeah, I'm not going to take this upstairs to type. It's going to be too loud for people. If you're in an office, that could also offend people. I like that sound and that feedback from the sound of the keys and the feeling for typing fast, and other people don't. So it just depends what you have. But I get you. Yeah, the click.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Boston Don, MTB. I don't know if we caught it, but he says he did his first interview this past Monday.
I missed it.
For his Over the Bars with Boston Don project, and so I want to congratulate him.
Oh man, congratulations!
Because
yeah,
he's getting started with this channel, and
kudos to Don.
He loves mountain biking.
Let's push him here and lift that dude
so
up.
So good for you, man. Congratulations.
Absolutely. He also had, he says here, an old Gateway 2000 keyboard, and I loved it. I liked how the keys felt, and it was heavy. Yeah. Like this is really like just heavy. It's like, it feels nice. Like it's not old. It's not going to weigh down a car, but I mean, it just feels nice.
I said to you when you first got it, is that a waste of money for me? John types about 6 words a minute. So it's like, do I really invest in
Well, I mean, maybe it'll motivate you to go to touch typing, but a lot of people are like, I'm here. I'm not doing it. I really wanted to get back into it. I just really have got, I'm not kidding, man. I really was getting lazy. And when I did the first typing test, it was like 50 words a minute. I'm like, oof. And a lot of mistakes. And I cleaned it up after a day or two. And I'm like, but my goodness. Yolanda says she likes keyboards. I love keyboards that sound like a Pica Elite typewriter. See, that's what I grew up on. That's what I was in high school.
That's cool.
I hate to say it, but I took typing class because I'd run out of courses. So it was just me and I hate to say it, but a bunch of other girls. And at first I was like, but then I loved it. I loved typing on those old Pica electric typewriters, the round heads and shit. It's like, and then you try to do the old manual ones. Oh my God. Yeah. You obviously didn't take typing class.
No, I did in high school, but it was like, it was like lunch for me.
Yeah. Patrick said he went with the brown too. I'm just curious, Patrick, why did you end up going with the brown for the same reason? Just kind of, I mean, the red just sounded like they'd be too loud. The blues were going to be just too much pressure. And I didn't want to screw with it. Yeah, same here, man. I mean, when you're doing web developing, I probably lean more design, but even then you're typing an awful lot. And now I'm just
that's right
super
up your
getting
guys'
in.
alleys.
Yeah. So I jumped in, by the way. So I jumped in head first, Patrick, into Zettelkasten and Slipboxing, into Rome Research. And I don't know, did you, anybody attend? I attended this Second Brain Summit this week, all week, which was a real joy, and learned a lot and had a good time with that. So I'll bring some stuff up on that. And
you went to a summit?
Online. I went to the summit. It's not a mountain. It's not a mountaintop summit. It's like a real,
important people go to summits. Like I went to a summit.
What are you saying?
I don't know. Like, look at me. I'm on upper echelons type of person. I'm at a summit this week. Kind of feel like,
I mean, it's what it's called. It's called the Second Brain Summit. I didn't label it. I didn't. You mad at the guy for calling it a summit? Or should we call him up?
Nah, it's not a summit. It's like a Zoom meeting. That's what it is. It's not a summit.
I'll get on the phone to August Bradley and Tiago
I can call anything a summit too. I could call this a summit right here.
Well, it's not a summit because I think, don't you have to do something at a summit? I always thought when you had a summit, there was like two countries.
Yeah,
they go to a summit and we have a deal and we negotiate out or something. Like
they have summits. They don't do anything for years.
Okay. John's obviously got a real trigger with summit, so we'll call it something else. I had a picnic with a bunch of people who like productivity. Does that make you feel better? We had a picnic. We sat down on Zoom and we had lunch together.
That sounds much more honest. That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Oh God, you're killing me, man. Just so, but it's bad enough. You can find a $1,000 camera for $600. Now you're just like, you went to a summit. Who are you? You important? Summit's stupid.
It has nothing to do with you. It has to do.
You said, are you important?
With people
You
it was like you said. You went to a picnic. That's what they should have said. You had a picnic and people came. No, man. We had lunch.
It was really good. It was actually one of the better. And when people always do these summits, I've been to some of those, and I've sat there and just like zoned out.
It's like maybe
but I gotta be honest with you. This was a pretty home run, man. This was a really great, insightful stuff. It's like exciting thing that only Patrick will know is the guy who came up with the Readwise program. Yeah, you won't know Readwise, but he did a talk and ended up emailing back and forth. I get to beta test the new reader by Readwise, so I'm excited about that. And you have no idea what I'm talking about, John, so I won't waste your time on it. But maybe Patrick knows
because you're the master beta.
Good night, everybody. Yes, you're right.
God! Did I just say that?
You did, loud and clear on your mic.
That was bad.
Patrick says I'm important to him, and you belonged at the summit, so he's my new bestest friend. Next week it'll be Patrick and I at 6 p.m. I don't know if he went, but he just said you belonged at it. He's just supporting
Patrick. I see Patrick everywhere. I saw Patrick this week on the stream from the guy from Sweden. Then I saw him over at what's his name stream, the little guy, Alan Parecki's stream. I see him everywhere. Patrick doesn't know it, but I see where he is all day at different times, and I take notations of where he is.
So let's just add this up. I must think I'm somebody because I went to a summit. There's a little guy. I don't know his name. I'm not going to say his name. He's a little guy. He's a streamer. And I saw Patrick over there. His name is now Little Guy. And what else? Who else can you just?
Well, he is a little guy. Not like a little person. He's a little guy. He's small guy.
Like a little personality. I know what you meant. Is that your caffeine?
Listen.
Is that your coffee? What are you drinking there?
No, this is seltzer.
Oh. You're not doing caffeine at night anymore? Seltzer. Probably.
I had my coffee earlier.
Oh, God.
Right here.
I don't know. Yeah. I missed Foster's. John gets around to some on Foster's channel too. Yeah, John's everywhere. I mean, he's like a hobo who just slides right into a bench somewhere.
Yeah. She did see me. Oh, yeah. Yep. And I saw Patrick over there too. Right. Exactly. See, Yolanda's keeping track too.
I didn't see you on there when I was in there and he was releasing his website. So
yeah.
Did you sign up?
He's not just short. He's a small guy. Like he probably weighs 150 pounds, 160 pounds.
It's not going to
like that's what I weighed in 6th grade, 7th grade.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying he's a smaller guy.
He could beat you up. He could beat you up.
Oh yeah, probably.
I know you don't mean that. I know you're not even meaning that. That's so funny. It's like, no, yeah.
I like when people think they could beat me up. I've spent my whole life letting people think they could beat me up.
So real quick before we get into people beating John up.
Right.
Because that's a story we need to have. Let's see here. I guess my thing's on. I don't care. Just ignore me up in the corner. I just want to roll back. So this was the version of different key colors that I got with the key crown. Now it's the version 2, and Patrick said it's a version 1. And I'm glad I didn't get the version 1 because it would have been way too high where you put your pads up against the keys. But you have options here. I mean, whatever. It's a keyboard. Let's not oversell it. You're not going to jump 80 words a minute typing, but it's about enjoyment. I really have not liked the cheap keyboards I've had. I spent I don't know, $90 or something on this keyboard in the end of the day with Amazon. I did look at these. This was something that Ali Abdaal and his fanboys now, they love, and I think he's even moving on to another one. But the Aquonix L80 is one. They have a ton of different versions of this. I really looked at this, but I just felt like at 169, and then they crawled up into 275 really quick. They have the Cherry MX and what they consider the better keys. I have what I don't know how to pronounce this, the Gaterons or whatever. There's no way I'm spending $275 on a keyboard. I'm getting nothing.
That's crazy.
That's just not doing it. I respect it.
That's a lot.
And there is a lot to love about this keyboard, and finding keyboards that you really enjoy, I think is to type on. If you type a lot, I'm trying to create a minimalist desk space, and I want to connect to 3 different. So here are the switches in case people haven't really looked at that, but here's the reds, blues. And so you can hot swap out these switches and some people do this. Like I could swap out, or you could swap out different switches because maybe your Q, it takes you a lot to press the Q button. I have a little trouble with the Q and the Z, of course. And so maybe you want it to be a little less pressure, or maybe something is just really clicking away because you over type on an F or something. You can then really get in there and customize your keys and just mix them up. And that's just craziness, but you could do it. I don't type enough to justify that kind of nonsense. So, I mean, look, it's a great product. If you really want to deep dive, here's some of their full boards to give you an idea. Great, do it. Both these companies, and there's a ton of other ones too. Great. I like this Joker one. I was like, that's pretty purple there.
Great.
But yeah, that's great. So, I mean, that's what I went with, and I'll let you know in a couple of weeks when I had a little more time to play with it. But so far, I said to winner. I saw Vinny down there. I apologize, Vinny. I realized I didn't say hi.
Hey, Vin. I said hi when he came in.
I know. I saw him, but I was talking, and I was like, Vinny will be okay if he waits a minute.
I was like,
he's got that going for him. I can see his feet in his driver's license photo. Yep. Probably could. So this is a new person.
See, look at
Raymond. Eye in the Sky, Asia Go Dog.
Raymond.
This is not at all trolling or probably bad words in Korean. I can take out your knees in a second. Or
at least someone's taking something out.
Or he's given us the Go Dog Go. Yeah, he actually might have meant that. Maybe I take that back. Apologize on Raymond.
Right. I think he wants to take out my knees.
I think he wants to take his knees out. Raymond, do it. Sweep the leg, Raymond. I'm just saying that's can you sweep the leg?
As long as he's got a quick shot.
When will there be a studio tour?
He does.
Who are we asking about the studio tour? You or me? You don't even know. Clear that up.
I didn't see that part. I was working on something.
Sorry, Vinny. I was doing stuff. I was presenting something, and you were like probably writing to your pen pal over and like.
No,
I don't know
what I was doing. I was trying to make a little bit more of a comparison because I just want to keep on showing this. I want to keep on showing this because look this is that stupid Elgato camera.
Actually, let me put you full screen to see it though. Hang on, because it really is impressive.
I think so. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the Elgato camera, and this is the Sony ZV-E10, right? So you're gonna get this for like $850 if you can get it, and then this is $150. I mean, it's not the same thing, but god dang, that looks good for $150.
I think for the money, it's it's doable, right?
And you gotta, my lighting's low, so if you want to get more out of this camera, you need a little bit more lighting. It's a tiny sensor compared to even the crop sensor. But my God, I think that looks great.
What do you think about this?
Good stuff.
This is good.
Oh, nice.
This is nice.
I didn't know you were doing Snap. You left me out of that, right?
It's not Snap. It's a real hat, bro. It's a real hat. What are you talking about, Snap?
That's not Snap?
My camera's so good. You thought this. Well, I can see the lighting. Oh, we should have done Snap. We should have done. You and I will pick a night and do Snap night. I think people enjoy Snap night.
I'm gonna do it right now.
You gonna get your Snap up? I'm afraid to because every time I put a Snap up, my stuff goes wonky. But maybe it's because of the order I pick them up in, stuff like that. So Observant feels like the white balance might be off a little bit on your Elgato. What do you think? Let me see that Elgato again. Can you switch over?
I spent 30 seconds setting it up. It was like 30 seconds.
Doesn't mean Observant can't have an opinion about your white balance just because you didn't want to spend the time.
The white balance is not even accurate on that thing. It's so far off the number and what it really looks like. It's
I don't think you're going to get great white balance on it.
No, you're not. But that's why I'm saying more lighting will help the white balance because it's a tiny sensor. So you gotta definitely have more lighting.
But how much is it? Compared to like buying,
It's $150.
Right. So, I mean, you expect a white balance is going to be, I like this. This is going to be my hair.
I mean, I know it's not perfect, but how many people do you watch that have $1,000 camera and their white balance is horrendous?
It's true. Definitely in agreement. Yolanda thought you looked crispy, though. Vinny, yeah.
What's that?
Yolanda thought you looked crispy. Good. She meant good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, got positive. Harry Potter meets. Yeah, I got my Harry Potter on. It's kind of an accident. I put this on. I forgot it was St. Patty's Day, and then somebody handed me this outfit on the way downstairs. So, oh, here we go. Yeah, we saw the update again. So, did you answer about vMix update? Had to step away for a few. Anything new worth noting? I haven't loaded the very last update of you because it just kind of rolled out.
Well, I have 25, but I don't have the update to 25. I didn't know. There was some type of bug that they had, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was a cover up, which is, normal. I got to take a look at it. I got to see what all the new. I can barely keep the stuff I know up and running. Oh, here we go.
Right.
Now we're going. Look at you, man. Is that all they got for St. Patty's Day?
No.
No?
Don't worry about what we got.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Well, I have nothing, and then I have something, and then that's not good enough.
I didn't say it wasn't good enough. In fact, you could have sat there with your little Run DMC shirt on if you wanted and pretended like you were doing St. Patty's Day. But you had to get all like, oh, you got something. I don't have nothing. I'm just going to make an awkward silence.
Trying to get that to work.
Yeah, I got to update.
I feel like that's not working.
That's actually pretty cool. So you're vomiting up gold.
Thanks.
You should save that the way the market.
Thank you.
It's going to take a long time for me to get that out of my brain. That's like a nightmare, total nightmare for me. I'm going to wake up screaming in the middle of the night. Oh my God. That literally makes me anxious.
Oh, God.
Because I feel like you're going to choke on something and like I just, you know what I mean?
Sorry.
No, it's actually very cool.
I apologize.
Yeah, you're shamrocking it, man. Cashew thinks you're shamrocking.
Someone's got it.
Someone's got it. Hey, man, I put on an actual horny hat. So.
That was nice.
Nice. So I'm going to test out because you got people here, a couple of people. So I got to do a presentation Saturday morning for Mommy Guide.
Right? I'm trying not to laugh. I know you are.
I couldn't keep going. I couldn't wait. Hang on a second. I couldn't keep going.
I saw you trying not to laugh.
I know. I was like, my brain just stuttered for a second. Like, what the hell is going on here?
What the heck is going on?
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
Got any more up there?
Thank you.
We'll keep loading more of those as you go.
Yeah.
Tracy Parks, how you doing? I like the braids. Yeah. I was waiting for you to say something because. Now, do you like these braids? Yeah, you like these braids. I don't know because John has no braids, so. Just Tracy Park.
They're just in different spots.
You think Tracy, when she was younger, that she would, this is what she'd do for you guys. I don't think she's that kind of. She's not that kind of girl, woman. Where she really is. Right? She's too.
Get ready for the scorched earth policy.
I don't know what that is. Do you know? Can you debunk that?
Well, yeah, it started 11 AD, the scorched earth policy.
Okay.
When Egyptians started sun god worshiping.
Is that actually a filter, Vinny? Is that a filter in the?
He saw it in real life.
That's not a filter. That's way up too close. And that's not a filter. So, hey, I'm just going to take 5 seconds to run through this because I have to test. So I talked to John. How many of you have worked with, a lot of us work with Canva. I've not worked with the presentation of their stuff, like PowerPoint and all that. So I have a presentation due Saturday morning for Mommy Guide's channel, Lala, very early. And so I'll put something together. I've never done it. You kind of need a project in order to really work things out. And so I did this, but I wasn't sure how I was going to work on doing this. So I think it's working, but it took a little bit to figure out through Canva and vMix. But let's see. So I have a vMix. Here we go. I'm going to go back to the beginning here. Here we go.
See, I was right.
There we go.
All right.
So this would be what the content's not the point. I'm just trying to make sure that I can actually deliver a Canva presentation because I've never used one. So if anybody's done this and they've worked it seems to be working, but I had to do a little bit of finessing with it. So I like it. My 2 cents on the Canva presentation. It has a really nice presentation board too with your notes, but I have to say it works really well. I didn't feel like I was struggling to use it Canva itself, it's great, right? But the presentation software is really good. So I only have a handful of these. So I got to do a thing on Notion for sharing and collaborating pages in Notion. So this is my little get together, little deal I'm going to do with everybody. So there you go. It's not done, but it's good enough for now.
I think it looks great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was a little bit wary of it. And then you go, do I want to waste time on this? Or should I use Google presentation or should I go get PowerPoint? But this is free. And man, it works really good. So now the question is, I'll bring us back, but the question is going to be, how do you get it? How are you going to really present it? And I ended up doing an input with it, but I had to really finagle it because it wanted to show the top of the browser and all that stuff. But it didn't take much to squeeze it down and get it to a full screen, and it looks great. So I don't know. I'm happy with it. Looks good. John looks like a complete nightmare. And I appreciate you guys let me run that out. Yeah, correct. Actually. Of course, Steve is working, but he's out. He's not in chat.
Yeah.
But I love you guys. We love you too, man. Appreciate it.
He's like 6 hours behind.
Did I use, Yolanda says, did you use the record yourself feature? I didn't use it, but I might try that sometime. Check it out. I know Canva's got out there, Canva Live. You can do that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to mess around with it.
I messed with it I messed with it a couple months ago, like when it first came out. It's pretty cool, because the truth of the matter is we could do a lot of that stuff in our editing software or in OBS and stuff, but a lot of people here don't have that. They're not, using that stuff. So
I should have
it's
done
another way for people to use overlays and record and stuff like that.
First of all, so Raymond said he ran the program, and it's it's time for nuclear war. It certainly feels that way. He ran the program. It feels that way, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what? I'm gonna try the record your stuff. I should have actually stopped enough for everybody to help spell check. I got to run through spell check. I really put that together quick this afternoon. My typing needs work, so I got to put the art. Thank you, Don. I appreciate you checking that out, spell checking for me. You win. I don't know what you win. You win this hat. Hello, boys. Dime bags here. Darren, thanks for jumping in, my friend.
Hey, Darren.
How you doing? Up in there, a Canadian friend of ours.
Darren, is Darren going to tell us something we did wrong?
I hope so. I hope so.
Just want to see if he could pick up something.
Yeah. So I've got that. I'm really happy with Canva.
Satisfied.
And the only thing about it, I wish you can download the Canva presentation into a PowerPoint, but if you don't have PowerPoint player, you can't do anything with it. You can get some free downloads players. I don't know. I just don't get it. I'm now in the Canva ecosystem. I think I'm just going to stay in there and make things work.
I'm just kidding, Don.
It looked weird. What's he talking about? Don, he's talking about the.
I don't know. I'm throwing out sarcasm, so Don's like, "Oh, geez."
No, it does look weird, and I don't want to look like an idiot. So I'm glad he said something, man. I don't want to have.
Comes to spelling, I always look like an idiot. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Raymond. Life has no warranty. Life is fragile. Yeah, that's the truth. It is. Life is fragile. You gotta enjoy it. Do your thing, and gotta have fun. Are you having fun lately? Having fun with your YouTube stuff? You had your DBX video that went out, and you got your legs on camera. That looks awesome. Let me see if I can wave. How long does it take for a wave? It comes up on camera. Yeah.
My videos aren't doing anything, probably because I guess maybe they're horrible. I don't know.
Don't do that.
I don't know.
Everybody does that.
I'm just going to keep on making more. That's all I can do.
The truth is you stop making videos for a very long time when you're doing your lives. And I think it's going to take a while to get that pent up energy again behind everything, right? Patrick, spelling is my strong suit. I mean, that looks good, Patrick, although that's really hurting my brain. Yeah, I watched the DBX video too. And what I liked about it, because I think I am going to get the DBX at some point, and just to add into this little mix. And I thought, you know what?
I didn't think I did a good job. I think I did an okay job. We could I missed some stuff.
I don't know what you picked apart. I will say this. What I did like about it, it was really geared to people who are really either thinking about it, don't know, or they have it, they got it, and they're really not sure what to do with it. You give a really nice layout for people who don't know what that button could possibly do to the sound. And that's really good. I thought it was valuable. I mean, what'd you think? You need a little bit more animation? What do you? I mean, look. I
think it's just more. I think it's really a good product for a live streamer, and that's what I'm trying to get the point across. Is
it is
how well. My point was how many things do you have that have audio that has processing that you can make changes in, right? They're very limited.
Right.
And so at this point, you could use the DBX and use any audio interface, right? And then you can have the DBX connected to it. And that's where I think the strong suit is in that, the strong suit, spelled correctly, is in that, is that you're getting great audio processing plus a good amp. And so, and it's just like, it's gotten left out because it's not been talked about a ton in the last couple of years. And so I had seen it about a year ago and I was like, I got to look into this more. It was actually a little bit more than a year ago. And then I was watching Doc Rock and they were talking about it a little bit, and that piqued my interest to go searching a little bit for one, and that got sold. And then I finally picked up this one for, it goes for $250 again. I picked it up for $125, so it's 50% off. And so, there are deals to be made out there.
There are deals. I need to find a few of them. I think one of the, do you think one of the reasons it sort of fell off is when Go XLR and all these came along with the routing software? I think the routing software became as critical, if not more so, than all this highfalutin gear that you had to add on, especially because you didn't have to add it on and get really nice quality sound.
I mean, but it shouldn't have fell off though, because the people using the routing are usually much different than the people who are using it for podcasting or live streaming, right? Mm-hmm. So you can get away with it, but to have both, and that's what people don't understand about our setups right now, is we have the best of both. We have the audio routing, and so all I constantly see on the StreamYard forums or Restream, it is constantly, you know what they want? They want Ecamm or vMix.
I know.
The product exists already, people. Stop using StreamYard for everything and step it up to the next level, because you're asking for all the things that are not available there.
The reason they're asking for it is because for most of those people, it's free. And they're like, wait, I love your product and I'll put up the logo, but why can't I have X, Y, or Z free? And they got to pay people to go to work. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, some people, the people that make the software have to go to work. I mean, they have to eat and feed their family and put gas in the car. And I mean, everybody wants everything for free.
They want to
there are no ads on StreamYard. Except for StreamYard.
Yeah. We love StreamYard for what it was, right? It's great for having multiple people on and all that jazz. But the audio is just, very meager. And then in the Ecamm too, the audio is just very meager in comparison. And I just wanted to up those levels. And you're still going to get a bump up in Ecamm. It's going to be better. But, people are asking for these things. The products exist already. You need to level up though. So
true.
And I think they're scared to, because it's confusing.
Well, it is confusing. And then until I don't know. I mean, vMix, I did a lot with vMix at the $60 value one, and then I jumped up a little bit more, obviously, but you have the higher level than I do, and I can do so much with it. I don't know. I just want to pay once to be done. vMix is solid, is great. I can do anything with this that anybody else can do, and so it just takes a little more work, I suppose. Darren's bringing that Revelator back in. Solved by the Revelator.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things.
I'm so glad to get rid of the banana voice meter stuff. That was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
And that was only like a year or so ago. We're kind of playing around a little bit with it. Maybe now more a year and a half ago, but I was, because it was
8 months ago.
I started
because in June we got the we both got the Wave XLR.
Right, I had the Go XLR like last February, so I was a little ahead of not using the routing. Before then, I was screwing with the voice. I mean, I've always had it for other musical things, and I was like, oh god, this thing is laggy. It's fidgety. It's I'm so good. So did you see Heller's video on the Razer knockoff of the Go XLR?
Yes. Yeah,
it's interesting. I think we're going to see a lot.
It's not my product,
No, it's not mine either. I mean, we're just going to see more and more of that. And Razer seems to want to start kicking the door. I mean, Razer does make some good products, by the way. They make, I think, some of the best mice. I think they make some of the best keyboards. The Huntsman V2 keyboard. Some of the, their chair. Some of their chairs are some of the greatest chairs around. So they're really stepping up their game. I mean, they've been great, but I think they're coming on really hard. But if they start getting into this area, it's really interesting. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to run and buy it.
It's great to have like multiple things out there, but I still like. Here's the thing. I don't feel like people take enough time to try to figure out what they're missing by
Here's
not
the thing.
having
It's so funny
to route. Like that pre-mix.
It's almost like denial.
Bypass cam is not going to answer the question. The Rodecaster is not going to answer it.
No.
And then so you're constantly going to have people asking, well, how am I getting the Rodecaster sound into StreamYard? And then how am I streaming this out from this presentation? You cannot do it because you need virtual audio cables.
It's a good question here, by the way. But Tommy, he's another guy at XLR. What do you think about the Go XLR team's new audio interface to battle the Go XLR? I think Go XLR is already behind the gun. I think they'll pass up
Right.
Go XLR. I think that's a given. I think they were the originators mostly of most of them. But I just think they're just a little bit more. They can be a little more nimble now because they're not locked in already to a product and trying to kind of tweak an existing product. They got to start kind of clean with knowing all the bells and whistles of what went wrong, what didn't go wrong. So they saved all that time and money. I just think they're getting out of their chute really quick. And you see that with software all the time where people go, oh, that's great software. And then they're right and they can kind of clean right by it. So I think Go XLR has been really slow. They've been really slow to do things. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there, really.
Thank you, Cashew. But yeah, I mean, the Dimebag Darren is using the Revelator, and the Revelator is, it's one of those products that has a few things that I don't think are up to par yet, but there's a few things that it has that I wish that some other things had. So if they can up that software, and Darren did a little review on that with a stream, it's pretty cool stuff. I mean, he's got the audio processing built right in, the digital audio processing. Yeah. And so there's some great pluses with that. And we get a couple things like that have good preamps and good headphone preamps, and we're going to be saying goodbye. No one's going to know what a Go XLR is in, a year from now or 2 years from now.
I think that's true. So, I think that's true, and I gotta get rid of mine before.
I mean, things grow. I mean,
they do.
Remember, the Roadcaster came out in 2018, and then that's
it's always quick at the intro. It's always, you got to be nimble. It's too expensive, like everything else. Razer. I mean, there are a lot of products from Razer that are, I think, too expensive, but what they do well in certain areas. Like, I don't think all their keyboards are worth their money, but they have some keyboards, like the Huntsman, for example. I think it's excellent. They have a specific chair that I like that isn't that expensive. In fact, it's one of the least expensive in their line. So I don't know. I mean, I agree overall. I think their stuff can be overpriced. But I think they also make some of the best stuff in those lines at a decent price too. So,
but I think what you're saying is, like, sometimes it's worth it to spend extra money to get what you need.
I agree with that.
And so if it's solving a problem for you, I think it's worth it then.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes people don't understand what problems it's solving either, and they're like, well, why is someone spending that much? And but like, if you take a look, I just want to show Tommy this. Here are my faders to my PC panel. And these are directly connected to my audio interface that is sitting right here. And so the Wave XLR has that virtual routing, but I would have to tab out of my screen and then make adjustments. And I was like, I need a workaround. So I spent $100 on this thing called the PC panel, and this will connect to any audio interface that doesn't have sliders. Just like the new product by Beacon, it has the dials like this, but it doesn't have the sliders. I love the mechanical faders myself. And to be able to have right here 4 inputs to adjust my browser volumes or anything like that is awesome. And so that's why I have the setup that I have for the audio, and it works really, really well.
That's one of the reasons I had such a hard time, Tommy, giving up my Go XLR is the faders. And I really kicked and screamed when we got into it, but I saw the light. I saw 2 things. I saw that the Wave XLR is a better product overall, even with not having the faders, and I think that's a flaw. But I also knew right out of the gate, John and I had the PC panel, we both went, oh, there's the answer.
Right.
And not only was it a better answer, and I'm glad that they didn't build it into the system, because you can use this now for so many things. You're not locked into just the Go XLR. So you can program this. You got so much for the money. Like, you're paying the same amount for that you would pay for just a mini Go XLR. But now you've got the Wave XLR and this unit that can do all these other controlling things based on it, right? So it's like,
it's almost like a Stream Deck.
I was almost thankful that they didn't build that all into the Wave XLR. And so then that becomes just a little hub that you can afford, and you can kind of pod onto it.
I mean, even that PC panel, Jeff, you know this, is you can change scenes in OBS with that PC panel. I mean, that's it's a MIDI controller. And so it's built in for audio though. And it's been great. So
Dimebag says, well, I want the MIDI on the back of the Revelator IO24 allow me to add a physical fader desk if I want to. I have been wondering about that. Wouldn't the MIDI on the back of the Revelator allow me to add a physical fader?
Usually the MIDI on an audio interface is usually for like MIDI keyboards. They would be for MIDI instruments.
Sampling.
So, but Darren, I'm sure that you can get macros that could be placed into a MIDI controller. But now, Darren, though, the other thing is you can still use that Revelator and then use something like the PC panel and you can do the same exact thing I'm doing with that. And so that's the route I went, Darren. I was looking at MIDI controllers. They were $51, $55. And I'm like, okay, but now I have built-in software that really works. And the PC panel cost $100. I have 5 knobs that act like buttons and knobs, and then 4 sliders. For $100, it was the no-brainer to just go with the built-in software that works great with this product. And so the PC panel is what I bought.
It ended up on accident being extremely elegant and cost-effective solution. Like, really talk about getting the bang for your buck. But I mean, I'll always have a soft spot for the Go XLR. I think I fought for it forever, and it's a good product. I mean, still works great. But
yeah, it is a good product.
I'm happy, and it really was a leader in changing the industry a little bit, thinking on all this. But I'm committed to this for sure. And I wanted to back up on that. It's kind of funny, but he's not wrong. Gaming chairs are a one-way ticket to a nursing home. Gaming chairs are just.
I'm glad.
They're bad.
I'm glad you pulled this up because I was looking at it too, and I made the mistake. I looked at the reviews, 4,000, 5,000 reviews on these chairs. I got the chair and I sat on it for a day and I gave it to my son.
What do you remember what it was?
This thing.
Yeah, it's terrible. They're hard as hell.
I don't remember the name, but it is a super popular one that has 1 million great reviews.
Yeah.
And he uses it. He could sit his 100-pound butt on it, but if I go to sit my butt on it, it is horrible.
They're hard. A lot of them don't even have our, back support, lower back support. I have, it was my wife's, but a steel case, and you can just, it's a low
that's what
back,
I have.
But, I mean, you can adjust so many things.
Of course, I have it too.
Of course, I've got that steel case, bro. I mean, come on, give me a hug. Come on, you want it. I love that your head's bobbing and you're like,
another thing that we agree upon.
Bro.
Yeah, listen, a Miller or a steel case are the best chairs.
Yes, the steel case was great. I'm like, well, here's the thing. I had that mesh for like the first year that we have been doing this. Or from when I met you to about a month ago. Remember, I've been talking about my back's been hurting. My back's been hurting. I don't know what's wrong with my back. And I pick up. Finally, I'm like, it's got to be this damn chair. I think I can't figure out what's going on.
It's sitting all the time.
My wife's like,
doing
I
this
had
stuff.
that. She's got a couple of these from her work because she works at home now. She go get that. And I look. I'm like, that's a steel case chair. That's a nice chair. And I'm instantly within days, my back doesn't ache anymore sitting here and doing things. And you can do so much with it. I'm like, this is really a great little chair. It's not sexy.
Yeah, a smart bomb went off.
I didn't hear it. There it is. Oh God, he's going to send Raymond into a fit. Raymond, that was here. That wasn't outside. Show him. Here we go, Raymond. Be still here. That's here. Okay. Don't worry.
He's underneath this table right now.
He's underneath this desk in the hallway. Yeah, it's not going to help.
Right. I got a Miller. Gave it to my kid. Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. How's a lazy boy for sitting long term? I don't have a lazy boy, but I feel like that wouldn't be that bad to have. I don't know. But that would really make me lazy.
They're one of those things that when you're sitting in it, they're like really cool, but I can't have it in the house. It's just because that's like retirement, bro. It's like retirement. It reminds me of like my grandmother and grandfather in front of like watching Johnny Carson. And
you know what? That's funny. Trace, it is. They're sitting there, and all of a sudden you hear dun, 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 dun. Johnny Carson comes on and stuff. And you know,
there's so many steel cases.
There are. There's a lot of steel cases.
It's what you can afford. They're almost all good.
Yeah, this isn't that expensive comparison to some. I'll send you the model.
Like, what are you saying?
But I will. What?
What's not expensive? Like,
well, I got this free. I can't really speak to it. and they don't make this anymore, but you can buy them used.
Well, that's not
I thought I
expensive.
spawned it. Well,
That's definitely not expensive.
it's expensive as your camera, sir.
You want to change a camera for a steel case?
I'll trade you my steel case for your camera, your new camera, if you want. You'll still come out ahead. I'll find out for you. This has been a great, because do you have lower back problems, Tracy? I mean, I've never had back problems, but I went back to watch some videos because I knew in my mind, when I was fidgeting so much, I would do a lot of leaning. I don't know if you remember in our streams. And it was because my back was hurting. I'm like, and around Christmas, I'm like, something's not right. Like my back is really hurting. And it came on really bad. I had to really do some stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt when you're doing this kind of stuff.
It's not that expensive for sure. Yeah. You got to get out of the gaming chair, man.
Here's the thing, though. I bought a used one, bro. I bought a used one. And actually, the one I'm using right now, the guy left that lived here. He left it for me. And you know what happens with these bottoms of the chairs? They get rounded out and they sink down in that hole a little bit. And so I did a little fix for it, which is I took an aluminum can, sliced it out and shimmed it, and then put it back in there and fixed it.
Well, that's actually a good idea.
I can fix anything.
But
hey, Dan, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, I saw him. I'm getting to Dan.
Yeah,
you don't need to jump. You don't need to jump to Dan. Dan can wait. Dan can wait 1 second.
Hi, Dan. I'm smooth.
Dan's too busy to wait because he's got a million people waiting. But I just wanted to comment. Yeah, those mesh chairs do suck, man. I get out of those mesh chairs. There's a couple good brands, but man, I'm going to be honest with you. Get out, Dan.
Yeah, there's no doubt Miller and Steelcase are the best. Right there. That is definitely the best.
I didn't want to go down a chair rabbit hole like the keyboard rabbit hole, but for my back I had to, and I really didn't know it was the chair, and it's the chair. And you're right, it's a task chair, Tommy, for a reason. And what happens with those gaming chairs, you get a little too comfortable and you start breaking posture rules and doing all sorts of goofy things, and they don't have back support really, and they're hard as hell. And the other thing is, a lot of them don't have that, like these steel case chairs. You know how your circulation at times, the chair can feel like it's too high, depending on how you're sitting for after time. And you can let it dip. So I like that you can tell it to dip, and it just takes that pressure off the back of your legs. So you don't feel like you're cutting off circulation and stuff like that. So it's little things like that. Like though, I'm like, oh my God, these are the deal right here, man. No, I can't lean back and fall asleep in my gaming chair, but whatever.
The thing is, there are some good chairs out there, but I just see them when they start getting into the price range of like $700-$800.
Has anybody seen those all 33 chairs? It's the chair that looks like a steel case, but it's a new chair ish, but it has a bucket like for the butt you sit in, and it kind of rotates individually with the chair. I don't know. It was developed by a chiropractor, and a lot of people rave on it, but I'm just curious anybody's had. Tommy, do you know about the all 33 chair? Have you looked that up at all? I have a Serta chair and it broke my body. Wraps around me and hugs me too tight. It just, wow, that's a big hug, bro. You should file a restraining order on your Serta chair is all I'm going to say. That's all I got to say.
Oh my God.
I don't know why we're yelling out China, but in today's world, when you're yelling out China in the middle of the street.
Dan.
I don't know. What's going on with China?
Right. So here's Dan, his goal, right, is, I believe, Dan, if I'm not incorrect, is next year to go full-time content creator from teacher. And you need to invest in a good chair. There's no doubt about it. I mean, look into the steel cases or the Millers, and you'd probably be thankful. Maybe you don't feel anything yet because you're 32 or 33, I guess. I'm not sure, but it's if you're going to be spending more and more time though editing, doing what you're doing,
take care of yourself.
It's definitely going to be a plus for you. There's no doubt.
I always try to take care of my back and stuff, but as a drummer, I've been told by chiropractors that the musicians they see the most are drummers, and then like bass players, heavy basses wear on people, and so it's just bad. So it's not fun. I've never had a back problem until lately, and it scared the hell out of me. Don't spend the money, man. Get the right chair. Less than 3 months left for him, by the way, and he'll be out.
Isn't that incredible?
That's incredible.
And he's going to go for it, man. He's going to stop teaching, and he's going full-time content creator.
Inspiration, man.
And
that's totally. I mean,
he's one of the people I look at, and that motivates me.
Yeah, because it was organic, man. Like if you watch his evolution, and there are other people out there who've done it, of course, but we had it up I didn't know him when he was really start kicking off, but I went back and watched and kind of saw everything he's been doing. He's kind of done the YouTube thing. Like if you did the blueprint, what YouTube tried to tell you to do for the most part, he kind of did it. You know what I mean? Like he did it. He put out constant videos to an extent, but then he went into the live streaming and a lot of people were like, oh, that's going to hurt. And it doesn't seem to be hurting Dan.
Well, a lot of people will say, don't stick with live streaming so much. Don't be involved with giveaways so much. But he has a master plan, and I can't fault anybody that has like this master plan in the end. And the thing is that he goes live stream. He live streams like 4 days a week. Okay. Right. And then he's putting out 3 like videos a week. And so if you go to look up anything, and this is what you're saying, right? The idea of what they tell you to do. Right. Anything you look up for beards, you're going to find a video of Dan.
He covered it all.
So if he's cornering
I
covered
market, every corner into this market. So
right.
like, you can't go into a shadow in a corner of a particular point on a beard at this point and without Dan having that corner. And I respect that. That's a lot of work. That's like to grind that out for many years, but look at where he is. And people just don't see 3 years down the road and put themselves in that position. They don't see it's so far to people, and then they go, oh, that's so much work in between. And they're right. It is work.
Right. But like even take a look at Tom Buck, right? Where when he was really moving up the ladder fast, he did a bunch of videos on the Roadcaster. So people could foresee things, right? People knew the Roadcaster was going to be something that was going to be popular. The Go XLR was going to be popular. So if you went and made like 10 videos on that stuff and cornered a market in it, you pretty much were getting thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views over the years. And that's the kind of thing that like you try to do, and I'm just trying to get better at it. So like I know the Wave XLR is good and this and that, so I try to make 3 or 4 videos about it and to make a playlist so now people look at things. And it's not easy to do, you got to figure it out, but there's an idea behind the whole thing.
There is. And it is, and what it's not, I mean, I can see the blueprint. It's not like I'm dumb. I can see how like Dan did it and that step, and I get it. It's just different between seeing it and doing it, figuring it out, and that's fine. And we're just all having fun doing what we got to do. By the way, on that chair, that all 33 chair you guys are talking about, it might have been back strong, but I did see it was by a chiropractor. The only thing I noticed, like on all of his ads and stuff, or all of his YouTube stuff, he's got all these. Everybody's talking about it are sports people and actors, like pretty big ones. And I'm like, what the hell is this? But it turns out he's very popular chiropractor in California. So he's probably working on all these people and they probably owe him. I can't tell you. But you know what? The reviews on it seem really solid. Maybe. It was the other chair that I considered. It just seemed a little bit too avant-garde for me. I needed something that worked right away. And this chair was in the other side of the room. So I picked it up.
I remember like Tommy saying, that anything you watch is what YouTube shows to you. Now, I used to look at like these people all the time. Now YouTube doesn't know what the hell to show me.
I know.
Because I am so all over the place with
Have you done this?
That now I don't have that steady
what I've done?
Of repeats that I used to see.
So I've got, like everybody else, got several Gmail accounts. So on my main account, I only use that main account for actually watching things related to what I think my channel or I'm interested in with the channel stuff. I go to my other YouTube account to go freeform anything, and it's just wildly random because it just helps. Because when I go to my main channel, I don't have to be bothered by filtering down. So I just jump over to my other YouTube channel, my other Google account, on my phone or whatever, get on there and go back to where I was when I was watching goofy things or whatever. Or just, I don't know. I don't know if other people do that.
I'm not that sophisticated.
It's not really sophisticated.
You learned that at the summit? Must have learned that at the summit. That's upper echelons thinking.
I don't like you.
2 brains. You got one more brain than everybody else. You're a genius.
Yeah, I went to a summit. Okay. You've been to summits.
I'm going to a summit too.
It's not a mountain.
Bear Mountain.
I didn't pay anything for that summit, and I learned a lot. So you know what? Just can't believe that.
Summit. Sum it up for us.
As we end, it gets really ridiculous. I guess I named because of humans having 33 vertebrae, just a guess. She's got a bigger brain than we do, because I had no idea you probably knew we had 33 vertebrae because you went to a summit. on back.
Actually, I never count them up. So you have, I think, 8 cervical, 12
I'm already bored.
thoracic.
I'm bored.
And then you actually no. Well, and then you have 5 lumbar, and then you have sacrum. I don't know how. I think 4 sacrum.
Sacrum. Is that for vegans? Do vegans have sacrum?
Sacrum.
Oh, sacrum.
That's yeah. So it's 8, 12,
Hey,
20.
Roxanne, how you doing? Yeah, it's been a
25,
while.
26.
We've been moving around a little bit. You probably.
Oh, there you go.
What are
Yeah,
these
it's
guys
close.
doing? Did you get 33? Do you need?
I was
need a
thinking
calculator?
about her today, actually.
I was thinking about her too. You weren't thinking about her. I was. And this was even before my summit. I'm just going to say summit the rest of the time we're on here for a few minutes, just to make you mad.
Sum it up. Hi, Rox.
How you doing, Roxanne? Hey, by the way, speaking of this, because I was thinking about her time difference, how crazy it is. So you talked about it. There's a bill that may do away. We may be in daylight savings time forever, guys. This may be the last year we change the clocks. I am thrilled. How does that? I want to. Let's do a quick poll here. I want to know.
The chat.
Yes. I want to take a poll here.
If you're for.
Put a 1 if you're for what? Keeping. If you're for what?
If you're for no. For change.
That sounds confusing. We don't want clock changes. So if you want to have no more clock changes, put a 1. I'm just going to make it simple, which is daylight saving. Or do you like having the clock change?
If you don't want daylight savings, put a 1, right? Yeah, I don't want it, so I'm putting a 1.
But we are in daylight savings right now, so it sounds like you want to get. I'll put a 1 too. Hang on. We're going to be the only ones.
I don't want it. If you don't want daylight savings time, put a 1 in the chat.
I just don't want to. I don't want to change the damn clocks anymore. It's a stupid outdated.
I don't want to do it.
The only people get mad are like golf courses. Okay, so I get it, but I don't really care. I'm not living my life around a golf course. No disrespect.
There's not anybody here that doesn't want the sun most of the time.
That's not true.
Day.
There's going to be people in here who don't. Yeah, I'm going to take them to a summit. It's going to be a Mount Kilimanjaro, and I'm going to push them off of that summit. Did you hear me?
Why is everybody wants to challenge me? I don't know what it is.
Dude, you crapped all over my summit.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
You see these people. It's always the same cast of characters. Like, okay, we got 1 for Tracy Parks, Tommy. We got Cashew, who's playing by her own rules. Brian Griffin.
But it's not just more sunlight. It's later sunlight because you're going to get the sunlight 1. In the morning then.
Patrick says 1.
So it looks like everybody, even Cashew's got, she's got the 1, like I won something, and then she's got Juan, like 1-on-1.
See what she's doing? She's a wordsmith playing. I want the more sunlight. I mean, with all due respect, if I get up in the morning and it's dark, I don't care. And the kids got to walk to school. Well, nowadays they're walking to computers, but fine. I get it. It's dark. So what? I mean, give them a flashlight. Let's move on. How dark is it when you go to school these days? I mean, I got on a bus when it was dark. Who cares?
It depends what state you're in too. It's like, and then you got like Arizona and part of Indiana.
They're already doing it.
Everybody.
It's always
It's just so weird.
My friends in Phoenix would always get mad because we'd always have these arguments about what time it really is. And I don't know, man. I talked to mommy, Lala, the other day. She's like, I would just love you guys not to have that anymore. It's just, yeah, we're keeping daylight savings. So that's why it confused me when you say you want to get rid of it. You guys, we all want the same thing, but John and I are like an old married couple who agree on everything, but we hate each other in the meantime for doing it because for some reason we have to fight about it. I
don't want to switch anymore. That's what it comes down to.
I don't want to. Yeah. I mean, and and the nice thing is most things automatically switch for us because it's electronic, but not my microwave.
Yeah. Not my freaking car.
Well, my car takes 1 second to go change, but I forget. And then I'm like, oh my God.
Keep it 6 months like that. Drives people nuts that drive with me.
Oh, I know. I used to do that. I like David. Roxanne says, I like daylight savings time, but I do not like switching back to standard time. Yeah, agreed. So we all want the same thing, basically.
But what really is standard time?
So this is true too. Like your body gets so affected. Now for me, it's worse in the fall when we push those clocks back, fall back. It takes 2 weeks for my body and mind to get around that new darkness. I mean, I can be joyful about the new sun. I don't seem to acclimate as bad in the spring.
Yeah.
But that dark at 5.
Don't fly.
Oh, Why? I fly all the
Don't
time.
fly through.
Oh, don't fly through a
That will
daylight.
take you.
Oh,
you're gonna mess your whole week up.
Your whole
when you fly.
biorhythm. Yeah. You're really screwed up. Are you talking about jet lag?
Don't
You're
take
just talking
vacations.
what are you talking about, man? I always fly and I don't have problems.
Because I'm saying if daylight savings time affects you, jet lag is going to be worse.
I don't know. It's never bothered me. I've flown California, New York.
Well, then how can daylight savings time be so
Because it's not the same damn thing.
dramatic?
Because it's totally screwing with you. I mean, it's one day. It's like, that's a whole 3-4.
Listen, if you're up to 3 o'clock in the morning, you got problems anyway. Maybe you should go to sleep at 10.
You might as well not even try to be a therapist.
Maybe
It's
your
not gonna work out.
biorhythms are already shot.
You should not be a therapist. My biorhythms are shot. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sorry.
Therapist.
You're never going to be a good therapist. You should just quit that.
Listen, I'm just regurgitating
Online.
exactly how my therapist talks to me.
Your therapist won't talk to you anymore. Well, we did St. Patty's Day okay. I'm glad.
I don't know why you're being negative.
I'm being distant. I don't want to talk to you. You got all that pixie dust, and I don't.
What is
have
time? Right, Darren. Right. That's what I'm saying, Darren.
Oh,
What really is time and schedules? It's all because of your schedule, your time.
yeah, but I'm being forced by society's convention to get up at let's just say 6 o'clock, right, in the morning. And depending on where you push and pull the
You
clock,
get up at 6 o'clock?
I don't. It was a theory. I was giving you a theory.
Right. So you're not.
But I'm awake at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. when it gets dark early.
You're still up in the morning at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
That's
but
the problem.
I'm talking about the sunlight getting
Yeah, but
It's like arguing with a child with two little horns of clove out their head. I don't know. I just know people are dumber for watching us tonight. Yeah.
well, that's the idea. That's what it's all about.
It's true. Yeah. Thank you, Tommy. We don't usually agree, but jet lag and depression are not the same. So you mean sad?
Oh, they're not?
No, not at all. That's
What's
why
SND?
I think he meant SAD, maybe a seasonal affective disorder.
ADD?
No, not. There's seasonal affective disorder. It's where you get seasonally depressed because of the changes in the clocks and the time adjustment. And literally takes me.
That's a real thing.
Are you for sure being real right now? Are you mean?
No, it's a real thing. People have it all over.
Oh, I thought you were asking if it's a real thing. Yeah, it's a real thing. And it hits me. I know a lot of people who hits me pretty hard.
Just get over it.
Don't you? You should just quit that. You need to quit your online therapy program. I don't think this is your. I don't think this is your. I don't think this is in your future. You probably
this is my strong suit. Spelled correctly.
Tracy, you and I are we're spirit animals because it's just not happening, man. I mean, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not a 6 a.m. person.
I was waking up at
I'll work to
4:30 a.m. for 10 years.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Ugh.
No. I mean, musicians, models, whatever, you're going to be up until about then. And so you're sure not going to get
I'm
up.
a night person too.
I love night person, but you can't. If you're forced to get up at 4, you got to go to bed. I mean,
Right. If it was my just natural rhythm, I would probably be going to bed at 3 a.m. all the time.
Yeah, I agree. And like you, I bet if you could start work at 8, 9 p.m. and work to 3 a.m., I would get more done in that time than in 3 days of that same amount of stretch. I do so much. My mind just focuses up around 8 p.m. and I can work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
he is cute with his antennas.
But
He is like a little pixie, a little perfect Pixar character. And every time
I like the way they shake like that when you.
It's great, man. Mine doesn't really. I have to. Mine's manual.
I
am like the Jim Henson version of the stream because I have a real thing, And then you're the new fake CGI, like crappy, no soul. Nobody has got their hand up their butt to talk.
I got that faith thing, like that seasonal change thing.
You do not. You've never had that. Yeah, flying from Taiwan to California. Yeah, going to Australia from where you are would be just a nightmare. even from here, even from
Oh
California.
God.
Ugh. Yeah.
I don't know how
does get weird at the
athletes
end.
do that. You know, a lot of time athletes they'll get there a week ahead, but it's just like, you know, they're at like this level, and then they have to perform and they have to travel halfway across the world.
Absolutely. I mean, you see that during football season where they talk about you got to go just from the coast, 3-hour trip. Screws up people.
Yeah.
And if you don't have enough time to recover when you get there, it could be a real problem. Or depending on when you get there, your body just not ready to play. So you see a lot of
And that's part of the problem with police officers, or it's shift work. You know, they go and they say your body adjusts. It takes a minimum of 2 weeks to adjust, right? And then when that happens, the police go and they switch back to a daytime. And then they go back every 2 weeks. So it's like their body never gets really adjusted.
No.
Yeah.
And then people, you know, I used to work when I was in college. I worked at Kohl's Distribution Center here in Wisconsin, and I'd work late at night, and all you see all day is those fluorescent lights in the warehouses, and it can make you back crazy after a while, and it's not really healthy for you, of course. So Patrick's a morning person. I kind of figured you were a morning person, but you're also regularly. Oh, wait a minute. You get up at 1 or 2 a.m.? What? What's going on over there? That's not even morning, brother. Okay, Patrick, we got to talk, man. I have no idea what's happening over there. That's yeah, he is like a lady in the Bug's Life.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's nuts.
I'm up. That's my problem. I'm up to 1 o'clock a lot of times, and I get up
all the time.
5:45 right now.
When we were streaming first 8 months, when we'd be talking afterwards till like 3 a.m, you're like, I got to go to bed. I got to get up at 4:30. I'm like, you can't survive like that. I had to tell you, you got to stop. You got to go to bed. That was one of the reasons we were flexing around some of this stuff, because it's like he was not sleeping ever, and he could do it, but it's not healthy.
Yeah, I got burnt out though.
Hey, BG, what's going on, Mr. Bearded?
BGG Grooming, what's up? How you doing?
Grooming, sexy
How
beards.
are you?
Sexy beards everywhere. So Tommy's going to be starting working in 30 minutes.
Absolutely.
So we all remember that. We're going to go anyway in a minute.
He stays up all night too.
He's an all-nighter. Tracy's got to be an all-nighter. Roxanne, I don't think has slept in probably, a decade.
Right, at night, right.
Patrick, I don't know what's going on with you. I kind of want to know what your normal rhythm is. So you're probably like John and I, that you like to work late. Well, I don't know. Maybe you go to bed at 6. I don't know. You're up now. You're up right now, man. You're telling me you're going to get up at 1 or 2 a.m.? Oh, he's in California, though. Is he in California, Patrick?
No. He's in Philadelphia.
Right. So that's why he was talking about California. So that's right. So
my favorite is flying from Taiwan to Florida.
Okay. I thought maybe he doesn't.
And arriving.
Well, then I don't understand.
I left. Yeah.
I don't understand what he's talking about, man. Like, how's he doing?
He says what it flies, right? Then it goes back in time. So it's really because he's going.
Well, you're supposed to. Of course, the big, like when you do overseas, we used to do this where you stay up all night and not sleep and stuff. And I don't know. It kind of worked, I guess. Sleep at 8 a.m. Is he serious? Does he go to bed at 8 a.m.? Tommy?
Who?
Tommy.
Oh, yeah. A lot. Yeah.
So he literally is a third
sleeps
shifter.
The daytime.
He literally is a third shifter.
He always says that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's two sleeps.
My current shift is 11 to 7:30 p.m.
Just saw that. Yeah. 11 a.m. to 7:30. How do you like that? So that's that mid. I don't know what they call that shift, but so what's that shift called?
I think the worst shift is that like a 2 to 10 thing. I think that is the worst.
I would hate that shift.
Because you don't see anybody usually, right? Because kids go to sleep.
You're in a
this
vortex.
And that, and
then
they're gone in the morning.
Yep.
And so
I mean, especially, can you imagine years ago when there was no internet, you had nobody, like there was like nothing, like static on the TV too. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Grooming season is up.
So you'd have that seasonal change depression, and then you wouldn't have anybody to talk to.
Some of these hours are nuts.
Now we're all here.
You get up at 2 a.m. to let the dogs out for a bit, then back to sleep. I hate when the dogs wake me in the middle of the night. My dog sleeps through the night.
Is let the dogs out code for something else?
Yeah. You just want us to sing the song. Now it's in my head. Then he goes back to bed I get back up at 4:30. I getting up at 2 and going back at 4:30. Oh, it drives me crazy, man.
That's right.
Like, just pee in the corner somewhere. I'm fine. Yeah, the kids, Tommy, the kids are awake during the day. Well, okay, I get you, man.
Let the dogs out.
So that's called the graveyard shift. I would have thought like midnight to or 10,
Overnight.
10 to
Overnight
6
is,
would be the graveyard shift. When
yeah,
it has to be
overnight
midnight.
is the graveyard shift, right?
Yeah. There's another
Yeah.
term for that one that's really weird in the middle, that 10 to that 2 to 10 or whatever. I don't know what it's called. We'll figure it out someday.
I always
I don't know how
call
we
it
got
second shift.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tommy, you're going to like, do you take vitamin D? You're not out in the
Right.
sun much, maybe. Just make sure you get your vitamin D. Yeah.
Get your vitamin D.
Oh, the UPS. Okay. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like with people
That
with eBay.
was a rough job.
Oh, UPS.
UPS, they're no joke. They track everything and keep track of everything.
Yep.
And you say, oh, people get paid well. Yeah, they get paid pretty okay.
Doesn't mean it's
But
not a pain in the ass.
It's definitely not easy work. Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's hard work.
Yeah.
You got paid a lot. I get, yeah, it's still
Good
hard
shift.
work. Just because you get paid a lot doesn't mean it wasn't hard work. When did that come?
Right.
I mean, I don't get that at all.
Well,
man.
people always, they always think like, oh, well, they get contracts in their union and this, they get paid. Yeah, okay, but still working their butts off and
Mid shift.
got to be answer to somebody all the time.
Yeah, he said it's called the mid shift. I mean, it is a mid shift. I thought there was another.
When you
term.
get, you know what it is, like when you're
What?
micromanaged and people keep track of you, it's
much.
it puts a certain amount of stress on your
does.
job that doesn't exist if you didn't have
Yeah,
that.
it literally is
So
like
if
being
you're
in the
good-
witness protection program. You always have that eyeball in the back of your
Right.
head feeling, and there is an oppression to it. Swing shift. I think that's what it is.
Swing shift. Yeah,
Ta-
I think that's what you got it. You got it.
She
Yolanda.
came in, and that
She
was
wins.
driving me crazy, Yolanda. I'm gonna post it up just because that's a winner for me because it was making me.
So
nuts.
what are we doing? What are we doing this summer? Are we gonna do something? I feel like we should go on a road trip.
You want to go on a road trip? We can go on a road trip.
I think you and I should go on a
We
road
should.
trip.
We should get our roaming gear and go on a little road trip. I'm for it. Let's do
I
it.
think
Where
we
would
should
you want to
grab
go?
some cameras.
Yep. Some
I
jerky
want to go
bars.
visit people.
Oh, like go around and visit our people, like that we know.
Yeah, our
Or-
people
or new
like
people that you wanna meet.
YouTubers. Yeah, I want to go. Yeah, I want to go like down the coastline, see Tommy and say hi. I want to go down and see Dr. Elo. I want to go out to Kentucky, maybe see Ken.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
go see Yolanda and and then maybe go up and see Dan, or something. I don't know, just something, like I don't know if we can do it or not.
I don't know.
but
And you know what? I like it because I don't know anybody who's done that. I don't know two idiot streamers who've gotten a car just to go talk to stream buds who live in different parts of the country and drop in.
And I want to
say
record
hi.
it.
Yeah, no, I mean record it. We're not, dude. There's no point in going because I love you guys, but I mean coffee driving around, that's great, but we got to document this stuff, and I'm sure there'll be some great articulate, intelligent conversation between you and I, probably in the car.
It would just be fun.
It would be fun. I like it.
Thank you, Yolanda.
Yes.
Thank you. And it would be, because that would be a summit.
Aw, don't do that to me.
It wouldn't be lunch.
I attended a summit this week, and I feel proud about it.
That was good.
Valhalla.
That was funny. She drove that through right at perfect timing.
She did. She
Call it a
stuck that
summit.
right up the alley. Yeah, it's going to
love
be
it.
the Stream Buds.
Yeah.
It's going to be SBS. It's going to be the Stream Buds Summit.
Yeah, and along the way, like we do have 3 or 4 people like right in Philly. Like I don't know. It's
I
just-
would love
I
to
thought
go.
it would be so cool. I
Let's
always
go.
like doing stuff like
Let's
that.
travel. We'll go to France.
Would we travel abroad? Yeah, we go. I don't know if we'd be going to France or anything like that, but my God, that would be so cool.
God, that'd be so fun, man.
Travel the world.
That would be great. Well, you and I have talked about going to Ireland one time, right? We could always go to Ireland and do
Scotland and Ireland. Yeah.
Scotland, Ireland on my list, and it was on your list. And we're like, well, we have the same anniversaries. We could just take them over there and go and record everything in the castles and the haunted houses, and then you can make fun of the summit. We got a couple people over there watching.
Did you know that Ireland had no snakes? Did you know that?
I just want to say, not money grab because I paid $0 for the summit, and it was the best summit I've ever attended. What did you say
Right.
about snakes?
There's
most
no
of 'em are-
snakes
most of 'em are money grabs.
in Ireland.
There are snakes
I
in
just
Ireland.
thought it was weird. I didn't know that. I hear there's not.
That's because that Pied Piper guy, that guy, the pipe, and he didn't.
I just thought it was crazy because like UK has snakes, but then Ireland supposedly doesn't. I don't know. I didn't Google it or anything, so.
Well, their
I've heard
terrain's
it
a
through the
little-
grapevine.
I mean, you would think they would actually. That's kind of odd that they don't have it.
Well, I thought snakes were everywhere. I thought that was just a thing.
They do. I mean, when I moved to Mississippi, you know where I found them? On my fish in the boat. There's water moccasins everywhere. You go in the desert, there's desert ones. You go, I mean, there's up here, there aren't poisonous ones, but you can get gardener snakes. You're right. They're everywhere. So I don't know. What's the deal with no snakes in Ireland?
How well do we do in warmer, hot countries?
Okay.
Are
you asking?
I don't love.
I don't love it.
Hot or warmer, but I would love to see different cultures. So I would do anything to see more.
I probably wouldn't go see the
anything,
pyramids when it's 104 degrees, but I would go if it was, not killing me hot, for example. I don't know.
But I mean, I've been to Arizona when it's 120.
Same here. Spent a lot of time in Phoenix in 120. Hated it.
It's
absolutely
brutal.
thought it was ridiculous to live there at that time of year. I mean,
Yeah, me too. And
But-
if anyone says like there's no humidity, that's just ridiculous.
Well, there's humidity now from all the pools, but no snakes in New
Plus,
Zealand
there is
either.
humidity.
I think
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. There is humidity actually, and it's causing a problem. All those pools.
Right.
Yep.
Part of it is also because of the Santa Ana winds now are being driven off the ocean and carrying the moisture in more. So the thing is, when you're 120 and it's 40% humidity, that's pretty dang hot.
She asked because some people get angry under the sun.
I asked because some people get angry under the sun.
Look, here's the truth about it. I avoid the sun because of my skin issues and stuff like that, and I sunburn really bad. But the heat doesn't bother. Like I suffered through it as a kid, the humidity and heat in Mississippi, and I did okay. I did everything outside. But if I if I cannot do that, I'd rather not.
Right.
It's not. Yeah,
Well,
dry
here's
heat
the
at
thing.
120.
It doesn't matter to me because I'm angry all the time. So I mean, that's not a problem. Doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, 21%. That's what I've been hearing from people that live in the area down there. It's like, it's just so humid, and all that black top just creates all that extra heat condensate.
But see, that's not even supposedly they have that one time, like the 2 or 3 months throughout I forget exactly what months they are, where it's more towards 30 and 40%. And then the majority of the rest of the year is much lower into the 20s and teens.
I gotta be honest with you, you start getting to 21%, depending on, let's just say it's 21% at 110 degrees. That's not comfortable. People say 21% is low. Yeah, it's low at 80 degrees. But I don't know.
So we have to go to these places: Iceland, Greenland, Hawaii. Well, wait.
Oh, wait. He's saying
Hawaii doesn't have snakes?
Oh, come on.
I thought for sure they had snakes.
How can Hawaii not have snakes?
I thought Hawaii definitely has snakes.
Not one crate fell off a plane from another country and dropped some snakes that ravaged the ecosystem.
But that's the thing. It's supposedly Ireland. It's just not conducive living for them. I guess it's I don't know. I don't know. Humidity keeps your skin hydrated and young.
Yeah, there's some bots out there.
So staying out of the sun does too.
That was the thing. So humidity keeps your skin. It does, but I stayed out of the sun. My mom was extremely French and extremely white skinned, and I sunburned so easy. So I didn't stay out of it when I was younger, and that's why I have to go see the dermatologist often. But I do avoid it. And you're right,
Harvey.
Staying out of the sun help your heart.
I think
wrinkles. What?
Right, Harvey Black too. We also got the proper things set in motion. Not only do we have cashew here, but we also have the correct things in our YouTube to make sure that the majority of things won't get thrown in. It will be blocked.
Yeah, we got some moats. We got some moats. We got the subscriber mode, which isn't done all, obviously. Then that's one option. And then you have to have really good keywords. And you and I have really dealt with that. Cashew's been really good about giving me some new words.
Yeah.
It's, of course, whatever. But we really have not had issues. We've been pretty lucky with the whole trial. Now, we'll see what happens. I'm going to get really just cremated. So Tracy she just said the same thing. Hawaii does not have snakes. I'm blown away by it. I don't know why.
Wow, I did not know that.
Oh, and of course Steve.
I didn't know that.
Steve's like, I got to put the wrench down. These two ass clowns are talking about snakes in Hawaii and they're wrong, and I just embarrassed that I'm on this. I'll tell these people. The guy from the mouth right there. That's really interesting.
Oh. I've been to Sedona. You've been to Sedona?
Oh, I played in Sedona. There's an amphitheater there. I opened for Hootie and the Blowfish in Sedona at the amphitheater there. Leanne Rhymes. Yeah, so Sedona's beautiful. The Red Rocks and everything. It's beautiful, like that whole, like supposedly has the vortex and the healing and the, I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. So yeah, Harvey Black taught Cashew everything I know, but not everything he knows. Yeah, it's good to have people around who know.
We don't know everything at all, but we take probably a lot more proper procedures than most people do. I think.
Now, there's always more to learn.
Definitely imagine.
I was watching UPS drivers Sedona, 114 degrees. Look, yeah, I was there when it was like 75 and beautiful, and so I lucked out. I would never be there. And Harvey, very true. And there's always new ways to get around things. So we're very grateful to have people like yourself and Cashew that actually are kind enough to let us know, because not many people do. There are no snakes native to Hawaii, Chris. One of the two types of species.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
One was actually introduced while the other swam from the waters of the Indo-Pacific. Instead
of snakes, they have the pigs that are tearing up all the islands.
Right. It's always somebody introducing something to the ecosystem.
Right.
Was it Australia who really introduced a whole calamity over the years? There's been a couple islands. Maybe I got that wrong. It could be
Australia's got like crazy amounts of those the feral cats, like unbelievable.
And every time it's like everybody's like, "Oh, you got a rat problem. What you need are crazy cats." They put cats. Oh, the cats killed everything, but now the cats are killing, like, I don't know, bunnies. So there's no bunnies, then like nobody's eating the carrots, and so now the carrots are over. I don't know. It's nobody ever thinks about and can see the cascading effect, right? Yeah. The dominoes. It's nuts. We can see it. You can look and clearly see we are the brightest of the brightest here. We'll fix it. Oh my goodness. We do it. We'll do our little driving summit, you and I. Well, we'll probably never sleep.
We go to summits.
We'll go to summits. We'll talk about summits. We'll drive around.
We do summits.
We're going to do our
I don't know. It would just be a really cool thing, I thought.
I like it. I like it. So I don't know how we went this long, and these topics got off the rail, and I loved them because I think they're great topics. I love talking about the daylight savings.
Yeah, we had fun.
We had fun, man. I appreciate you putting some
big carrot
Patrick stuff on. Big carrot problems unfolding. That's great.
Always. It's always Patrick, a worry for me.
Thank you for showing up. I love it. I love your vibe so much, Patrick. And
nice seeing you, Patrick.
We'll let you know when the SBS committee is forming, and of course you'll be on that committee with your little crown helping us out.
Oh, I started a Discord.
Again?
We'll get into that another day. It's funny. I never did it. I just like, I wanted to get the name in there and just start it. So I started the coffee.
I've been using Discord for a long time, but it was to play Sea of Thieves with my friends in Canada. So I already have it. So you should, come and hang out with me on Discord. We should Discord.
Yeah.
We can practice. I have to practice anyway because
I want to get to know it because,
I'm good at it.
It's grown into so much more than what I was used to.
No, it's not just for gaming.
A long time ago.
I'm on there. I'm on the TC Helicon Discord, for example. They have great support, great information comes out, although, again, a little too late. On Harris, I'm on Alpha Gaming's Discord. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
But you and I should get out. You should, Tommy, I saw that. Thank you, Tommy, for hanging
I just want to get
appreciate that so much, man.
A Discord, and I want to stick with the Discord and Instagram. That's my main things that I want to make sure everything funnels to Discord and Instagram. That's it. I mean, I have a Facebook channel too, but how many things are we going to have? It just gets to be too much.
Wait, you want to funnel like 200 everything people to Instagram? Over there. Why aren't you funneling it to your YouTube?
I think Instagram's a great way to send messages out and connect.
Yeah, it's a great personal DM or whatever
with people. But I don't know exactly, but I want to do something different. That's all.
Well, let's do that. I have my Discord's already a rock and roll anytime. So we should get on there and play around. I can get back in there. I have to anyway, because that beta test thing I was telling you about, that's one of the prerequisites. I have to be able to onboard. So
sometime down the road this year too. I know we secured my website. I want to pay you to do something with my website.
This is a real deal here. Don't get fooled by the gentleman next to me who cheats all the time. This is real.
Don't act like you didn't hear me, by the way. All right.
What'd you say? Say it again. Say it again. It was rude.
Said later on during the end of the year or something, I'm in no rush, but I want to put something together on a website of
Done deal. Because I'm going to start. I'm going to put
secured.
You're ready to go, man. You're way more ready to go, and I could have your website up in a couple, not even an hour. Like I could be up and running. Not even kidding.
Yeah, but I mean, kind of what I probably would want to do. But if you didn't,
I know you. Well, I can design and develop a website, a really good one in like no time. That is my forte. So no, we're not testing up. This is not my filter. Come on, man. Don't do that. John,
no, that's not a filter. He's got real. I actually thought it was in the beginning.
It looked like it because of this light on the front, right?
Yeah, right. It really did look like.
So tell me what you saw over.
Aaron, you missed the story, but in a nutshell.
Give me the clip notes.
Okay. In a nutshell, guys, no brainers here too. And so, guys, in a nutshell, what I did is, the unthinkable. I went and sold my Sony ZV-E10 on eBay because there is a shortage, and I saw someone sold one for $1,600. Well, I sold mine for $1,555, including shipping.
He did.
And I was like, heck, if I make $600 off of this, or $400, because after you pay the fees, it was more like $400. I was like, I could pick up a A6400 for $600. But lo and behold, all of a sudden, someone put up a ZV-E10 on Facebook Marketplace for $500. I told the dude straight out, and then I found out he worked for Sony, and he's like, I told him, listen, I'll give you $600. Don't sell it to anybody. I'll meet you in like 2 hours. And then I ended up meeting him. He met me halfway. He offered that, and I picked up a brand new looking ZV-E10 that I'm on right now for $600.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
So Aaron, that's the 5th time we've heard that story tonight.
So you're pissed. So Aaron's probably pissed.
Aaron and I are going to talk afterwards about how mad we are that you continually find that stuff that we want at the prices we will never have. So we have
out there.
We have John envy. So I don't know what to tell you. We have John envy. What are these last people saying? They brought the mongoose here. See, I remember that to get rid of the rats. I remember this story, but didn't think about how fast that the mongoose are. I don't know.
They are brutal hunters.
Now we have a rat and mongoose problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that had turned into a sideways program. In mongooses, that is not something I want to have a problem with.
Well, no, they're no joke, right? I think they're part of the weasel family, right?
Remember that? Anybody remember Ricky Tikki Tavi?
Dude, that's one of my favorites.
I love that. And then they stopped showing it. Like, I remember every year we'd watch Ricky Tikki Tavi. They'd have Charlotte's Web before it, and we'd like, whatever. And it was on CBS. And then Ricky Tikki Tavi come on, like, the mongoose story. I don't remember what the story was about.
Why does that no longer exist? That was awesome.
Because it was like 1922. It doesn't hold up for kids anymore.
It wasn't that old. It was always
70s,
I love
80s.
that.
Ricky Tikki Tavi was great. It was one of my favorite
70s,
ones.
definitely, yeah.
Definitely 70s. Charlotte's Web didn't really like so much. That was a
He's like, exactly right, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, all of it. Envy, hatred. No hatred. We get it, man.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. I'm upping
I'm
this filter
a wheeling
game.
dealer.
The in real life filter game right here. Because I can even like make it. Look at this filter. This filter knows when to make noise. Look at that. Isn't that great?
Filter. I'm a wheeler and dealer, though. That's it. I've always been.
John, it's true. You're making your own Black Fridays. This is what's happening.
That's it, man.
It wasn't.
But what I'm trying to let people know is there are deals on A6400s to be made. I mean, the market, people are selling them. I don't know if it's all the people that have done YouTube for the last couple of years.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of them are doing them in the market, local places more because they can get the cash for it. But I don't think there's a lot of it online, and Anfisa's not going to be able to, in Alaska really to get as many opportunities as say someone in New Jersey, New York, or maybe in Chicago or something like that.
Right.
So that's the downer because I think people are like, I can get cash. I don't need to screw around with putting this in the mail and taking a hit and whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I was blown away because I had thought quickly off the top of my head that my fees were going to be about $150 from eBay. Ended up being $200. So
Okay.
I was a little bit stunned by that,
Yeah,
you
I'm a
know,
little
and
stunned
so
by that
I wanted
myself.
I wanted to pocket 400, and I pocketed 375.
You were close,
and I
man.
wasn't. I was
bummer.
close, but I was like, I just thought it would have been
See?
more. I couldn't
See?
believe how much
we
they
weren't
took.
the only ones. I love it. I love that people. After a
Yeah.
while, I'm like, was I dreaming that even existed? Nobody talks about it anymore. It's never on. So then I start thinking, like I'm gaslighting myself. Like that was never a thing, man. It was all in your head.
I think it was a pretty famous person who was the snake too, because I remember him in other
think
movies
so.
with that voice.
Yeah, it was probably like Marlon Brando or something.
I forget, but it was like
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I never find any deals.
Mercure offer up.
I never use it.
Never use that garbage. I got scammed on one of those.
No.
I don't like them. There's
I
nothing
use
good.
Facebook
It's
Marketplace.
just- Facebook Marketplace, eBay. I find a lot of good deals yet, although I think it's harder and harder. It depends. It just depends on how much demand. But yeah. John, you got gouged.
I got gouged.
I mean, it does feel like
So he's
that,
just
right?
being sarcastic.
Well, you know.
Oh, for the money?
$200
No,
for the-
no, I don't worry about. I don't worry because look at I made out like a bandit. I mean, I literally got a ZV E10 for $225 with a kit lens.
With a kit lens. Here's some good advice. Always price higher than send offers to what you want. If you price what you want,
That's exactly
buyers will
what I
give you.
did. I started higher. I started at
We always have to assume there's going to be a little
$15.50, I think.
negotiation. So maybe.
What I did is I didn't send offers. I kept it on there for a couple days, and then I saw people watching, and then I cut it back a little bit more, and then I cut it back a little bit more.
The offers are effective.
Because
I mean,
I
I've
put
gotten
it
some of
this
those
way,
offers, and it's like
I was the second highest ever sold. You know, so I mean, I'm in like territory that.
Okay.
I mean, I won. Pretty much, I won. You know what I mean?
For those who don't know, fees, eBay fees, like 14% rounding.
Yeah. So it was 12.5%, and then plus they have like the fee to put it in.
But then you're taking but that's not the PayPal transaction fee and stuff, is it? What fees?
No, there's no PayPal now. That goes right into your bank account.
Oh, that's right. Dude, I don't sell on eBay, so I don't know this.
Yeah, they just changed that though, so I had to update it.
Oh, you did?
They changed it like 6 months ago or something. Yeah.
Yeah, she was talking about the eBay fees. Interesting. Well,
yeah, the fees are there, but the thing is, it exposes you to a lot more people that need that product because there's not a ton of people that are going to spend 50% more than market, you know, for a camera that goes for $800. So now you're exposing yourself to a bigger market, and if it doesn't sell, I could care less. But if it sells, then I'm already have my profit set in, so I couldn't lose.
you know what you're doing. But
Oh, yeah.
PayPal's gone. Okay. Man, so that was, how recently was that? Because it feels like I just used it recently to buy
I think
something.
6 months ago or so.
Oh, okay. That could be right then. Okay. I haven't really been on eBay.
Yeah, because they were telling me, I was getting the email saying you have to switch over because otherwise you're not going to be able to accept money. And so now I can pay for things directly with my credit card.
Why
and
why
then
did PayPal
I get paid and it
aren't they
goes into my bank.
aren't they joined at the hip? Why did PayPal
Because it was exactly
Monopoly?
what we were talking about. It's not right. You can't own both companies. It makes no sense.
when you get angry
It's
and
like
that starts
breaking laws.
Oh well, I mean it is right up there with Ma Bell breaking up. I mean it is a little bit
Thanks,
much.
Harvey Black, too.
I'm just saying. Hey Harvey. This is Harvey saying here. Oh, it's nice. Fun time. Thank you.
They're
It
getting
was
bots
fun.
on
That's
other
all that
channels.
matters. Thanks and have a great night. Have to swat bots on. Prepping would shout you out there. Thank you so much, man. You'd be good. Thank you so much for dropping in and
Right, and that's what I did, Tommy.
Oh, the 28.
I did $30 for shipping, and I underestimated a tad. So I didn't make any money off of shipping. It was actually $2 more.
The reason I asked this,
because I had to add the insurance.
the reason I
had to add the
asked this
insurance,
is PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee were joined at the hip, and then all of a sudden they're like, no,
Right.
that was gone. Now I read more into it,
Right.
and then I ended up getting my money. If anybody remembers the Stripe conversation, I fixed it. But
Oh, okay.
It was PayPal who pulled out of that. So interesting. I don't know why.
Right.
But that wreaked some havoc on people. So I don't know what's going on with PayPal.
Yeah, that kind of sucked because I was so easy with PayPal.
It was easy. Now that I have Stripe going, it's I think it's even easier personally. I think Stripe is way better, but I did have an issue and I had to work the phone quite a bit. So I didn't even know. That's little how I keep up with that is that they sold PayPal, which I think they had to because it's just like at first they were like the regulators
it was
were
like going hand in hand and they controlled everything and you can't do that. It's just not right.
You just know the regulators were sitting there going, I mean, it's right up there with Facebook saying maybe we need to break you up, and I think Facebook will get broken up at some point, by the way.
That definitely could happen.
Hey, Dr. Elo.
Hey, Elo.
A lot of them could get broken up.
So Elo, what are you doing with what is Elo doing with his channel? Because, just my personal thing, I see that my interview is gone. It's unlisted. And I see all his interviews unlisted. What are you doing with them? Where are they? I know I put him on the spot a little bit.
Can you find? Yeah, you did. Can you find any of them with a direct link, or you mean they're just unlisted? Unlisted, you can't. I mean, I know what unlisted means.
I think he unlisted them because I put it in my YouTube.
Because you did an interview with them,
Facebook,
so okay,
and it showed unlisted.
Oh, so you couldn't put them on the spot.
So that's how I know.
Do you want to answer this, Dr. Euler, or do you want to just slide out of the room?
No, he probably doesn't. He's like, oh God, I don't want to answer this. I was thinking that he might be just adjusting his channel or something.
Concentrating on videos and unlisted the live streams, which is what they tell you to do, actually. So,
okay.
I'll be honest with you. If I had probably 10 videos right now, I probably would unlist my lives. I think I might. They don't really get. Yeah. I mean, it's weird, but they don't really get traction after they're done. It's not like I get a lot of play on it.
It's so funny. Everybody calls it pre-recorded videos nowadays. Why do we call it that? I feel like only StreamYard people say that a lot.
Are you talking
why don't we just say videos? They've always been just videos.
They're videos. This is live streaming, and those are videos.
No, I know, but like Sammy's saying it, and then other people always say pre-record. I just think it's weird because they were just always videos. Like we're just gonna do videos.
I find myself doing it, and I say recorded videos, which I think is dumb. It's a video. You don't need a video if you're not recording it, right? So it's a video.
Right.
It's like, why do I need to go? I know.
Your interview is being made up into several videos. Okay. I just thought it was awesome.
Smart.
I had a great time, and I thought it was a great video. So,
yeah.
I mean, a great stream.
I mean, I know John has been
really the percentage of people
really kind of mean to me tonight, and not really kind to my summit week, which I enjoyed very much.
Right. I know you did, Sammy.
But if you want to go over there and buy him a coffee, that's fine. Even though he's been mean, even though he's not wearing real shamrock antlers.
What do you mean, Roxanne? Percentage? Like percentage of what? Do you know
percentage of people
the percentage of people?
Subscribers?
Like percentage of who?
I don't know if it's a demographic or subscribers versus.
Well, it would have to be because there's just not a percentage, Percentage of what?
Yeah, good question.
Because they do an automatic breakdown of subscribers and not, and it's always the more views you get, the higher their number goes with people who aren't subscribed. That's just the way it actually works.
Yeah, you think the lives have made it necessary to differentiate?
Roxy, come on.
I don't know, man. I guess. What do you think about this? I'm on the fence.
They are. They are. What? I think the lives made it necessary. Well, I know. Yeah, I know why people are doing it. I guess, but I don't want to do that personally. But
here's the thing. How about YouTube just straighten out this nonsense so it's not such punishment, and we can just have content creators who are doing content that is lives and recorded and it has value. I don't understand why we have to break people into camps. This is stupid.
Right.
I don't know.
Especially because I'm small and I don't want to do that. I'm so small. I understand you want to increase your potential growth going forward. But my goal is to rather up my video quality and the way I present it than separating my channel at this point. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think everybody's got to try something different anyway, and I wouldn't fault anybody for saying that.
I agree.
So.
That's part of the problem. There's some really good moments, and so that's why I don't know. I think here's the thing. By the time I get to that point, I'm hoping that YouTube has cleared this up, or I just go, you know what? I'm going to just throw the dice and let it ride and do it my way, because it'll make me happier to do it the way I want to do it. And see, You know what I mean? Because I think that's the way I'm going to play this, and I'd rather do it that way.
But I get what Dr. Elo's doing, you know, because I mean, a lot of other people are saying the same thing. It's just that I think the bigger channel people, it makes a ton of sense. I just don't think it makes the sense for me at this point. So and I could be wrong.
Elo says, well, live video is same as live streams, I guess, but I never think of live. I guess I don't use live video because, again, to me, video just is more of it's a video. It used to be an actual video, like a tape. It's how we looked at it. It was something that you actually you recorded on. So I know it's like podcasters and live streamers. I see a lot of people taking podcasting and it's live streaming, a lot of it. And so to me, they're kind of confusing podcasters with live streamers. Yeah. And it's like, well, if you're live podcasting, you're live streaming.
And the only,
but okay.
And the only people that seem to use the pre-recorded more are people that use like Restream and StreamYard, because
there's a reason why
they
I don't know
use
why.
that kind of lingo.
Just binary
because
take.
They use that lingo.
That's why they wanted to be. Just binary take on the video issue was inspiring, really. Yeah. I caught myself talking about pre-recorded, and it makes some sense as live streams become pre-recorded eventually. The paradox. I get what you're doing there. Unless you go by the date, right? So, yeah, you're hurting my brain with the paradox. Don't do that to me. That's a good one. I don't know if they punish you. It was good. I like the paradox. I skipped over Tommy. I didn't want to because I skipped over two things here I wanted to grab. Sorry. You guys are giving me a bunch of...
but is it your fault, Tommy, or is it your choice?
See, that's the truth. Like there's some of those, if they're tagged right and they have the right title, description, balance, and an interesting topic, some of those live streams, you and I have seen some of our live streams go, how are they still getting? And then you look at it and you go, I can kind of see why people think that that's a recorded video. It's really interesting, actually. Do they punish you? I think so. Just two types of subs. Some won't watch recorded, some don't watch lives. Yeah. And if you're trying to figure out the weight of how well your subs are enjoying your material, and they're not watching all your material, they're not differentiating though, Tommy. Like they're not saying, "Hey, you have 1,000 subs, and it's okay. 500 are watching your recorded, but only 200 are watching your lives. That's okay." They're not saying that the 200 only watching your lives are okay. I don't think. I think they're looking at overall traffic and views with the subs.
Well, I think what he's trying to say though is, like, if you chose to do all those live streams, the algorithm is going to sway in that favor to an extent. And I think then when you try to swing back that pendulum, it's got all that momentum in one direction, and now you have to move to the center a little bit more. So the algorithm doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and information and data.
Well, that's why I'm not worried about it.
And then makes the changes.
I mean,
right.
And but the point is, and that's why people say, well, but you got to do your recorded videos. You'll get enough of the people that like you that will move into live streaming, which aren't as many. It's definitely not as a percentage, but it'll be enough of the percentage of the people that sub to you, right? So that's how you're supposed to do it. A lot of live streams pull in people who will never watch a video. So I don't know, Tommy. I guess it's a great question. I think there's not as much. People say they know all the stuff, but they don't really know. I just know that.
I don't think they do. And I just know what I want to do, which is the reason I love the live stream, and it's something I enjoy, but I just know that to get better as a channel, I need to get better at my video quality and everything to it. So
I think that's true, Tommy. Like at the end of the day,
but no one used that lingo. Nobody used that even like a year ago. They did not.
No. Yeah. It's fine. I mean, words do evolve. It's okay.
About 8 months ago, when StreamYard started saying that you can record videos on their platform. because everybody else would just say, I'm recording a video. They didn't say, they never said I'm pre-recording. Ask Sammy. He's been around for 6 years, 7 years.
He knows.
No one said that.
No one said it. And I agree. I think they all just separate the metrics. They're two different animals. Why not just let them live in their ecosystem? If you have people like us who want to do both, why punish that? They're doing extra work in a way. They're doing recorded videos to get the recorded work. They're doing live streams to get people to traffic. Why? Oh, because we don't have advertisers. That's why. Let's just be honest why live streaming gets punished. And they're not going to get the traffic that are really dialed in it. So you're not going to get the ads. That's why you're getting punished, by the way.
So Sammy, Tommy's saying.
Thank you, Rob.
He's saying we're. Okay, see, this is Tommy's saying in his eBay area, but you got to remember, Tommy, 90% of the people are using StreamYard. So it makes sense. That's what I'm trying to say. In your area, they're all using StreamYard and they're all calling them pre-recorded. Sammy says, yes, you are so right. Because if you were just been streaming 2 years ago, I never heard anyone say anything pre-recorded anywhere. And
I'll be honest with you.
And you have to understand,
I started
I came
a year
from
ago.
OBS.
I didn't hear that either that much. It was in the StreamYard type ecosystem.
It was definitely in the StreamYard.
Well, it's out now. I mean, I think it's going to that's what it's going to be, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's just weird.
I don't care.
To me, that's all. I just think it's a
fine.
weird
They don't
thing.
care what we
It's
think.
not wrong or right.
No.
Yeah, no. And you guys are just right. Don't care. Whatever. I'm just saying it's weird.
Thank you, Roxanne. I like that you went back and listened, and those are nice compliments about the ambience. I appreciate that. I've dipped in to see how much we've come, and it is interesting. A lot of laughs for sure. So Sammy says he's doing 1 video a week and 1 live stream, so you're really balancing it out. Dr. Elo is limited at everything that's not related to live streaming. So he's going kind of burning bridges, not
hardcore.
Scorch earth. Niche down to hacks and tips and tech reviews and torture. I mean, I get why you're doing it.
Burn my bridge.
You're gone. You're gone. I was still live stream once a week trying to do, I mean, you're kind of doing what we're doing, except we didn't purge all the videos. No, I'm not making videos. John obviously has a lot more videos. He's making newer videos more and more. I get what you're doing it, man. I think you can't go wrong by that approach because that's what they're telling you should do. Well, I mean, he's being honest. Sorry, but I won't watch any of your recorded videos, LOL, so it hurts your metrics when they're not. Okay. I know you didn't watch my GoXLR video, so that's okay. Even though it was a GoXLR and you have a GoXLR. But my metrics told me you hated it and you didn't want to watch it, so cool.
Yeah, but see, in the end, though, the people that are going to want to know the topic will know the topic. That's why your title, your description, your tags will have a certain amount of effect.
Yep.
And I don't have answers for why the click-through rate is good and still why your videos stop being shown. I don't know what that answer is. But what it is it's saying that it's not connecting in some way. So you just try to take the information. There are a few videos where I just didn't understand what stopped the influx because the numbers all looked like they made sense, but then it just stopped. So I'm not really sure sometimes there. And it's hard to read the data because it's not really answering what I think the reason is. And it really, what it comes down to me is, listen, if people aren't, I guess there must be watching other videos at a much higher percentage than that even. And mine gets left in the dust. But I kind of like what Brian's saying here, Griffin, is just like my idea is just try to get better. Like just get better at everything.
I think that's I think that's where I'm going to go right now. I mean, I thought about doing kind of what Dr. was doing, but I'm not doing enough videos to justify it yet. So I think though, pulling back on live streaming enough that you can get to the videos and do more is definitely wise. That's for sure.
I love Dr. Elo's thought on this because we didn't listen to anybody else. And Jeff and I decided this is the route I was going. I decided for myself that this is why I was going to stop streaming as much. And then we came on the platform and discussed it out open to everybody. And now I see Dr. Elo doing it. No one else is really talking about it, but I think that maybe we made a few connections with people saying like, this might make sense. And I'm trying to grow my channel and going that route where we're going and Dr. Elo's going, I think there's more potential there in the long run. There's, in my eyes. I feel like it's hurting me a little bit right now, but I think in the end, it'll be beneficial.
Yeah, Rodrigo, I wish they just go ahead and move them to separate ecosystems. We'll see. People keep talking about it, but I think because of unless they can figure out the ad loss, if you want to call it that, I mean, are they really losing it? Maybe people would never do the videos anyway, and they're still getting people. I don't know. I mean, what are they really losing? I think they need to figure that out. Are they really losing it? You are getting obviously a high ratio. That's for sure. I mean, there's no doubt.
I was looking through the click-through rate. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
No,
sorry.
It was just you're way ahead. But yeah, Tommy's right. I mean, you take his numbers and you look at how many people is watching, it's incredible. It's way ahead of people. I mean, obviously you tangled with the right people in your community and they're happy with what you're putting out. And that's a sweet spot, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's niches though, like
niches. That's true.
That eBay community has its people and its niches, and like everybody does, like all these groups do.
Well, we see that with prepper communities, or I've seen it with paranormal groups. They're very.
Yeah.
You just see that niche really digs in,
supportive.
And they're really supportive, and they're very thirsty for that type of information. And then if you have a couple people that really resonate, like Tracy and Tommy, who are entertaining, they have fun, they're on at the right time. I mean, they're on a lot. They hit all the spots, right? Plus there's information. So yeah, it's not Darren, one thing for sure. That's true.
Darren, I got a video with the, it's one of my last videos I did with the Wave XLR, and it's got the link to the PC panel in it. And you can just click that link and it will take you there. But it's just PC panel makes it. And it took a little bit to get going and get to me, but they got it out and I like it. So check it out.
Yeah, we'll get the stuffed bunnies and we'll storm the castle. What is this? She's saying, why is the profile images... Are you seeing reverse profile images somewhere? I feel like they're all the same on mine. On vMix, on 3 different ways. I don't know. I'd have to see it. I don't know where you're seeing that. Well, she's saying profile images are reversed in the chat. I'm like, I don't see it reversed in my chat though.
So, Tommy, I get what you're saying, because look how small Jeff's channel and my channel. I think when we were always live streaming, I think we were definitely getting a push too. And that's what I'm trying. I definitely get what you're saying. And I think that's what YouTube is working with. And that's why I feel like it's hurting me a little bit right now. And I feel like I need to I feel like I'm thinking about it a little bit too much, and I just need to keep on doing the videos. And maybe the numbers aren't going to be that great right now, but I need to get back to keep on doing that and give it time so the algorithm works for me in that favor. And then what I want to do is then build up my numbers like that and do occasional live streams, because you're going to get more subscribers from the videos most of the time. And then I just want to be able to go connect with those subscribers, because I really enjoy that.
You almost got that Stream Deck pedal, didn't you? You were thinking about it. I don't know. I'm not going to do it because you and I are using the same teleprompter app right now with the voice control. And we're not really, I don't even know if you're using it.
I haven't actually used it.
We shot a client of mine. We used that teleprompter for the voice thing. It was amazing. So I prefer the voice thing, and I have to put my foot down. I know the foot thing's pretty cool though, but if I don't have to buy anything like that right now, I'm not going to. But it looked cool. If I had the time and money, I definitely would get it. It might work out great for you.
I'm gonna buy one for 50% off in 6 months. That's my idea.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tommy. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like there is so many parts to this thing. I think John is dead on. You know what? We're not doing the amount of videos we want. We're not at the quality we want. I think the thing is focusing on that. Focusing on what you need to do. Yeah, you can nurture it.
He keeps on saying, I'm not tuning my own horn. And I get it, Tommy.
No, and
so if you don't know, like Tommy's got like around 3,000 subscribers, and he'll get upwards 120 people watching his live streams. And so in a percentage wise, that's like super fantastic.
Crazy when you look at people,
so
400,000.
He's not trying to toot his own horn, but he's trying. Right. He's just trying to say like that's all he does is live stream. And so I think that's, you know, I get what you're saying. You're putting it out to the world on the live stream. Maybe I should niche down to hot tub live
Oh my God. Or
that'd be weird.
Or Twitch asthma stuff. Really all bikini stuff. Weird. That stuff drives me nuts.
Oh, Tommy's got the Elgato foot pedal on his vacuum.
What? Who's got a... What?
He just says, I have a foot pedal on my vacuum.
No, he doesn't. He's lying. Yeah, Roxanne, I don't know why you're seeing that. I'm not seeing anything reverse. If anybody else is, let me know.
Yeah, it's not.
I think
it's not here. It's just...
Maybe it's a time change.
I think it's just her.
It is weird, though. No, you're not being cocky, man. We know where you're coming from. Like, I get you. And yeah. We talked about this before. Like, it is kind of insane. Like, the numbers you get for the size of the channel is incredible. Like, you can't discount that. When I go to, we were talking about the other day, right? I go to somebody that has 23, 25,000, they had 12, 16 people. And this is common. I'm like, what's going on?
Right.
Like, that's insane. And I always come back. Well, how does Tommy pulling off 150, you know, and sometimes more? And it's consistent. It just not drives me crazy, but you do ask questions like, what's going on here? But, okay. Yeah, I don't know, Roxanne. I can't answer that. Yeah, take some screenshots, send them to me. I'm always interested just to see, but if anybody else sees it, let me know. If it's random for her, then that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, you know what? This is probably the most exercise you're going to have all day, though. So just go for it, man. Bend over, clean the shoes.
That's it.
Stand up, repeat. Nah, Tommy's done incredible work with live, and it goes to show like you can do different things with YouTube. That's why I'm not going to sit around and worry about it, John. I'm so in line with you about just be better at what you're doing, and try not to blame YouTube for everything. And because that's not going to make me a better maker videos and more consistent. When I start doing that and I start seeing numbers start to not move where they should, I can start making adjustments on the analytical side. But screw it.
I think, you know, you can spend too much time worrying about that kind of stuff and just not getting, you know, the videos out. And so to me, it's more about just forging forward. I put a plan together last year and it was successful. I did 5 months straight of putting a video out every single week.
Thanks a lot, guys.
It was a successful pattern. And so I want to go back to something like that.
And you will, but it takes a minute to get the engine going. I see it though. I see it happening for you. Yeah, I've seen it. We've seen it with Roberta Blake. I've seen it with other people. It's like, oh, I'd go there and I'm thinking I'm just going to be just insane amount of people there. And it's like, oh. But I think there just comes a point where once you start spreading out the numbers, once you start getting to the mid, and you know, you start to less and less, I think, passion for that creator. I think there's only a certain amount of passionate people who are willing to sit through live streams, I think, for the most part.
I also think it's like, you know, it's their niches. It's like there's so many people that talk about that same information. And then that type of information that they give out, most people won't need it a year later. So they're kind of like getting a new influx of people. So it's not like you're going to keep on growing because the pot gets bigger and bigger. I mean, if you're trying to be successful, you're not sitting listening to Nick or D Nimmin for 2 years and to grow your channel. Like you're putting things together within months and then trying to get better and better, right? I mean, that's the idea at least.
Absolutely. I missed what.
I mean, if you're sitting there trying to figure out their stuff after 2 years, then you're having a problem in different ways.
It is. And I mean, thank you, Tracy, because it's true. It's not like they just fell into it. You know, they've been doing it consistently for a couple years, and it gets back to, you know, talking about Dan even, you know, like it takes time, and consistency is the biggest part. So whatever you're going to do, just be consistent at it, maybe. And then you can be able to tell what maybe is happening, even if you don't know what YouTube is thinking or doing. You can kind of see it, right? But yeah, it's a good point. Who woke her up?
Yeah, that's true. That's true too, Tracy. Yeah. And then
I'm anxious to see this documentary.
Stop.
Batch 20 videos per month. Woof, dude. I'd be lucky to do 20 in a year, but 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, it's the way to handle it. It's a good, serious way to do it, man. It's way cheaper to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think he's going to be on. It's a great testing strategy, and it's more exposure. And we can go on and on of the possible benefits. It's just that the content has to be correct. It has to be expressed correct. It has to be clean. It has to make sense. It has to be something that you're trying to dial in that has that people want to watch. And I think that's hard, because a lot of times I end up doing videos I want to do, and I know damn well I could just go buy a Blue Yeti and make a video on it, and I might be able to break through and get 20,000 views.
Yep.
I don't know at this point how I want to treat that, but I think it just
I mean, that's great. That's what I would love to do.
At this point, I still just want to do what I want to do.
Well, yeah, if you wanted to fleece them, you could probably get 100,000, no doubt. You say that, and there's actually some insane property in Sheboygan. But I get you. It's Wisconsin, so we're going to make fun of it. But it's where all the Chicagoans bring their yachts to dock at. I love that area. But yeah, you could sell some beach down there. See what happens. I mean, that's the truth. You don't want to... I don't know. I mean, you could get 100,000 that way, but then I think how are you going to hold that up? And I suppose people do. I don't want to fleece people. I just want to have fun.
Not many people could, No. And
that's true too. Like, yeah, I think in eBay world, you might be able to do a little bit more.
Dan's got a weird situation going on, with his beer channel. Like, he does the giveaways. He's tied in with these other companies so tight, and he works with them so closely. He's doing something that a lot of people don't usually do.
Right.
And he's not getting pressured to start his own company, because I believe he doesn't want that right now.
I feel like right now that would be just so in the way of him moving into this next transition, which is to leave his job.
Well, I don't know for sure, but he knows, because he's
long term he might be doing it.
Done that.
Yeah, he could, but maybe he feels like, that's just a weird. I wouldn't want to spend. Hey, putting together a company is no joke, especially if you're going to try to transition out of a thing. I mean, I can do both, but it would be a nightmare. His best bet is to get out of that. Hit the ground here, get it settled, and then slowly work into he's got all these networks.
I mean, just logistics alone.
Yeah.
It's just at this point right now, he's focusing on the channel, and I think it makes total sense for what he's trying to accomplish, but there's not any way that many people could pull that off in different situations.
No. I mean, Tommy, I'm with you, man. I mean, this is a great conversation. It's true. Like, you see it all the time. People sell and they go. I'm not going to screw on my channel and do all that nonsense.
I'm sure. But I mean, isn't that everybody though? I mean, 90% of the channels on eBay. I mean, why do I keep on saying eBay tonight? I'm so eBay. It happens. But on YouTube, like, these people fail and the channels are gone next year. I'm proud to say that we've made it as far along as we have, and I'm happy, and it's been
let's look at the attrition rate.
And a challenge.
I mean, there's a huge attrition rate in YouTube.
The numbers are right there.
The numbers are huge. Wonders how many people, Rodrigo, depend on their channels to grow in order to improve their overall lives. That's a problem. If you tie those too tightly together at all, the pressure of that alone is going to make you not succeed most of the time. Like that, you start making decisions that are not solid or sane. It's a dangerous way to go, I think.
Expectations are goals are great, but expectations have to be kept in line.
Yeah. And look, you don't have to be, the happy rabbit every day on the journey to say, oh, yeah, I'm enjoying the journey. Like, you can have a plan, you can have goals, and we've talked about them.
Right.
But to Rodrigo's point, if you're tying in your overall life happiness or outcome to YouTube, I don't know. I mean, maybe long-term you can, but short term, I wouldn't do it. I mean, if you have a goal and you're like, well, I didn't hit the goal, that disappoints me, fine. But man, I don't. It's too weird. I just don't think I would do it. We've talked about this.
It's
the giveaways. Yeah. I think giveaways are risky. I think Dan threads that needle pretty well. Like he seems to find that balance of staying organic even as he grows. Even though he has companies and giveaways, he seems to maintain that. Maybe at some point when he goes full time, though, there's going to be people pushing back because you know how the people are.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I don't know.
He's not just doing a giveaway without a ton of recorded videos supporting anything anyone's looking up on those topics, right?
It's not his sole gimmick, is what you're saying. It's not like his sole reason to have somebody there.
It's not his sole gimmick. And he's also building community, and he's also touching people. So he spends a lot of time making sure that he's available to people to make relationships out of these live streams and stuff too. Well, and so I get why the majority of people may be showing up, but if you put the time and effort in and show who you are, you'll be surprised in the long run. Okay,
I agree.
You know, maybe you won't be able to keep up this, but
I'll be honest with you. I think he's threading the needle. I think that is an ecosystem that is extremely difficult to do, and I think he's doing it.
Absolutely.
Better than anybody I personally know. I'm sure there are other people, but I think it's a rare unicorn to pull that off and still maintain a sense of organicness. And as you say, it's not the gimmick. It's just something I do. But my community and everything else I'm doing, the value of what I put out recorded, the value of the information of not only that, but the value of entertainment for when the bearded people come there and they do our entertainment stuff and informational stuff, and we all interact. He's got to
but see, here's the thing.
That's a huge balance.
He might do a giveaway, and he might have 400 people show up. But the fact of the matter is, if you're showing up and you're making an impression on somebody, you're definitely getting a percentage of those people now going to check out your videos or subscribing, right? Because a lot of times you have to be a subscriber to be part of his giveaways. So now you got people watching his videos. So it all ties in, and that's the key.
I'm just saying, he's puzzled that. He's puzzled it really well. What I totally agree with everybody else is a lot of people don't. And to Tommy's point, most people are like, I'm going to take the easy way out, which is a giveaway.
Tommy's point
we kicked
is
around
99% right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we talked about it. We're like, no, we're not doing that. It's so gimmicky. We have no value really to give. That was early on. We're not doing a giveaway because there's just not enough balance to that. It's just a gimmick. You know what I mean? And if you come in there just for the giveaway, we don't have anything. You have to balance that so well. And I just think it's a rare find to find that. That's all. In my world, I think it's rare. And I do agree as we end.
So where does he get more views? What do you mean by that, Tommy? Like I'm saying on his channel, if you're picking up subscribers from your live streams and your giveaways, and then most likely you're going to get a percentage of those people watching some of your videos. You're getting them in a community.
I think what he's saying is the bearded community got walls. How far is that landscape? You know what I mean? In the bearded community, how big can it be? Where does that start? You know, and I don't know because I don't know that community. I'll be honest with you.
I don't.
When I go outside, I don't see a lot of guys with those kind of beards. So it's a very rare
recorded, Tommy.
So I don't know. I mean, I think where he's going to win out here is he's going to be like, I don't have to grow.
This is what I'm
so
trying
big.
to tell him.
What?
Right. I'm trying to say to Tommy is that he's doing so many recorded videos that anytime you go to look up anything of any topic on beards, you're going to find Dan.
Okay, I guess it depends on what he meant by more views. If he's talking about, he's getting a certain amount of views from the people who have already been in contact with him, or are we talking about really growing the community in general? Is he worried that the bearded community is walled up? That's all. The lives aren't killing.
No, and I'm sure there is.
No, they're not.
But the thing that I've seen, he's also getting that kind of, it's becoming more popular. You know, the beards and stuff is actually got some good growth going on these last 5 years. So.
Yeah, I can't believe we did 3 hours.
I know, right?
John and I are like, well, I got an hour and a half and I got to go to bed.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you've talked about 2.5 hours of it. That's why your mouth is so dry. You have to drink.
You know what it is, though? This has been really interesting. Like, this has been
great conversations
to talk about.
Tommy is just, that's the thing, man. Like, there's some people that really drop, and Tommy's one of them, obviously. He comes from a certain angle, and I love it because you have to be tested on some of the stuff. Sometimes you get too comfortable or you get too sure of yourself. And I like to rattled heads with people. So I really appreciate it, Rodrigo, Darren, and all you guys that came in here and dropped the knowledge.
These are
tonight.
all good topics.
They're such great topics.
It just lets you know there's a lot of different ways to enter into different, channels, and what may work for somebody may not work for another person.
It is true.
And so,
but look at the cautionary tales. Like we're doing it kind of like we're just going to try to get better motif, but still live streams. Dr. Edel is like, I'm burning the bridge and I'm going like 20 videos, and then there's Tommy's like, I just live stream because and blah blah blah. And I'm like, and then there's Dan Beard who's kind of like, I'll do it. He's doing it all in the middle. He's doing kind of like he's straddling in the middle. It's just interesting. Like there isn't one approach. Now I would say that Dan Beard is really successful. Tommy, if you want to look at metrics, Tommy's extremely successful at, we know the metric ratio. I mean, that's really incredible. Like, so.
Yeah, but listen, I know Dan is no fool, right? So he's not quitting a full-time job to go full-time creator. He's making enough money.
My guess is, and I'm not going to speak for Dan. Dan's probably in bed going, these guys are idiots. But I mean, Dan's smart. My guess is he's planned out probably this next 3 to 5 years and what he's going to do for growth in his business plan. I don't think he would do this without having a solid plan under his foot.
No.
So I'm not really too worried about that.
Hey, Sonny.
But it's not easy. It's not easy, and he's doing it, and good for him. Tommy is more than all right. Yeah, he's okay. He's all right. No, he is all right. He's a good guy too. He's our eBay hookup guy. I remember our first night going on their stream, Tracy's and his stream, and it was just a lot of fun, and it's been so great to meet them and have these discussions.
Yeah. I love it. I love it because it is good talk, and it keeps you energized because you know that these people are trying to achieve the same situations. Aaron also, and Sonny. His channel's rolling now too. Yep. And he's actually really good in front of the camera too. He's so it's just natural in front of the camera. Sonny is. And,
you're natural with your little shamrock hammocks or antennas.
My antennas.
I don't. Yeah. Full-time YouTube thing. I don't know. I mean, that's I think you can make some really nice passive income, I guess, or whatever from YouTube. I don't know. I never looked at it like it was going to be my sole income.
No.
But it's something
I don't think anyone does. I think you start out with that mindset of just improving. And then it comes to a point where most people probably thought they would never get there. And then they'd be like, okay, now I got to make a decision. And I think that's awesome to have that opportunity. And I don't know where you or I could be in a year or 2 or 3. There's really some great possibilities of anything happening, but it's not an easy road by any means,
No.
So
just not easy, my friend. It's not. So, all right, my man, this has been fun. Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Seriously, thank you guys for coming in and making the night fun, man. 3 hours of fun. Roxanne, thank you for the 3-hour wish list. You got it. And checking out stuff. Appreciate that. That makes me feel really happy. To everybody else, so Yolanda came in and Brian Griffin. I mean, everybody.
Yeah. It was great seeing you all.
It's all great to see you, Tracy. All right, my friend. Well, I guess we'll figure out next week when we're going to be on again. We'll do our thing. Aaron.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Good night,
brother. Catch up with you, Aaron. We got to talk soon. Yeah, brother. I will talk to you soon. I'm saying good night. I got to find my outro here. I don't know why. Just I need to do it. It makes me feel better. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Good night, Tracy. Bye, Tommy. Bye, Rodrigo. Bye, Sonny.
Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. Later.
I
gotta. Should we play that game like we were thinking they can't hear us again?
They can't hear us. I turned them off. These people are weird. Do you think they're still around?
Oh yeah.
By the way, your shamrocks are terrible.
Cashew.
You gotta up your game. It's terrible.
My shamrocks are running low.
Yeah. No. Your head was.
I'll show you my special shamrock after the show.
Your head was really shiny tonight, though. Good on you, man.
It wasn't that shiny.
Looks like a new lotion or something.
It's a new lotion.
Is it? Did your wife put it on there?
Keep it in the basket next to my bed.
In the bucket.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks a lot.